David Njoku is a Los Angeles Charger reuniting with Miami Mike McDaniel. Basically today is a Rondé Gadsden victory lap day. If you were soft fading, you're feeling quite good. Neil Orfield joins me today. Probably has not spent too much time in his summer thinking about Rondé Gadsden, of which we should all be very jealous of him. Neil, we are drafting in Best Ball Mania. We are drafting out of the fourth slot here, so we're going to start with an elite wide receiver, which is always a nice build. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I feel like I never like getting the four hole because I really like the top three, and I'm not the biggest Puka fan. But I think that's one of those. It's like I'm worried more than I should be about the risks related with Puka with his legal issues, and then also Stafford's injury, and ultimately he's just going to be awesome for probably 14 games next year, and he'll probably be there for the playoffs.
You know, I just really like getting a top five pick in general. I think top five is what I want. What I definitely
Because
don't
you feel
want
like
is
you won.
well, you're just like, okay, I got Gibbs, I got Bijan, I got Chase, I got Puka, I got JSN, who are all, I mean, they're just the picks that you want, right? I mean, every once in a while, you might get, like, exactly, my guy Benny right here wants to click Puka over Chase. And in fact, there you go. There you go. We just got Jamar Chase with the fourth pick in this draft, which is quite nice. I tell you one very interesting thing about Jamar Chase for me this year, which is not how I've ever felt any other year of his career. I find the Burrow price to be completely palatable.
Oh
Whereas
yeah,
in most years, I'm like, oh, sixth round Joe Burrow. Like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. But I'm looking at the situation and I go, okay, well, who am I realistically taking instead of Joe Burrow? Am I taking Carnell Tate, Brian Thomas? Am I crying about it? Like, not really. Roma Dunze? Am I really bummed? Like, do I really need Roma Dunze? I feel like the opportunity cost for the I guess you probably wouldn't call Burrow and Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels elite quarterbacks, but they're like the second tier of elite fantasy quarterbacks. And I'm like, I want a huge chunk of those guys in my portfolio.
I mean it's an awesome time to get those. I call them elite, I guess, but yeah, you're right. They're kind of second tier after like Allen and Lamar. No, like, and all the other quarterbacks have moved up in price, and Burrow has kind of moved back. So he used to be, you had to take him most of the time at what, the 4 or 5 turn, and you occasionally would get lucky and get him at the
Six,
next turn,
seven.
yeah, 6, 7 turn. Now it's like you can often get him at the 6, 7 turn or near the 6, 7 turn. And all the other quarterbacks are much closer to him in price. You're not really getting great quarterbacks that pick 180 anymore. So yeah, I think Burrow is like a great click right now. If we can get him at pick 69 there, I'd take that all day. And I just want to state, I'm probably wrong about Puka Nakua in the same way I was wrong about Christian
Right.
McCaffrey last year. Like just it's like, it doesn't feel good to me, but usually those picks that don't feel that good, there's a reason he's going in the top four. He's an awesome receiver. Stafford's a great quarterback to have with him. I just, for some reason, and honestly, like, Joe Burrow has been injured enough at this point too. I should probably be
Right.
just as concerned about Burrow's injury, but for some reason, because he's younger, I guess I don't worry about it as much.
Yes. So Burrow has had like a ton of injuries in his short NFL career. I mean, it's hard to say. Is he one of the guys that you say is injury prone, or do you just say like, I mean, the wrist injury was kind of weird. Like, I don't know. Like, you remember, I mean, Neil, you're not a spring chicken. You probably remember when Matt Stafford used to be injury prone. That used to be the thing about Matt Stafford, like, suffered a spine fracture, missed a game, and people thought, like, then extrapolated that as him being injury prone for like the next like 5 years of his career. But that was a thing that
Was that
happened. Was
when he was still in Detroit?
that was still when he was in Detroit. I mean, we're talking like a long time ago in the fantasy football annals. All right. So we are about to be up. Rashi Rice would definitely be my pick here.
I'm shocked. I'm,
Well,
I'm
it's
happy
like
taking Rice.
so I think the only reason not to take Rice would be is if you are just such a roster construction maximalist in terms of like needing two running backs through 3 rounds, and you just say, I don't care that Derrick Henry's gone, I don't care that Chase Brown is gone, I'm taking Jeremiah Love, I'm taking Josh Jacobs, which I don't think is bad, honestly. Like, if you really are just like, for someone like me who's going to draft so many teams, you should not do that. But if you're going to say I'm a normal person who, enjoys life and goes out and touches the grass, and you're going to draft 100 best ball teams this summer, I would say, yeah, dude, go take Jeremiah Love there, take Josh Jacobs there, because all these rooms are bending the same way, which is that it's so hard to find running backs you like after the first 50 picks, first 55 picks, really.
But so I subscribe to the Davis Maddock theory of all the old running backs are finally gonna give out this year, and some of these late round running backs that we hate drafting right now, we've all given up on zero RB. I'm with you. I think that this is the year that, like, I don't do it a ton. I'm not doing it every draft like I was 2 years ago, but I'm mixing in some zero RB because it really does feel like we're probably gonna have some running backs to draft late.
Yes. Now I do think we do need to take a running back here. So I will give you your choice of Brees, ETN, Kyron, or Javonte, honestly.
I would go probably Brees.
Yeah.
Brees. I'm in on Javonte this year after being completely out last year.
I'm definitely in on Javonte as well. Despite the fact that, like, I mean, let's just be honest, he was quite bad last season. Like, what I want everyone to do with the running back stuff this year is to just be honest about what has happened, which is that the volume guys just super got there, and wide receiver twos have just completely fallen off a cliff. Like, that's ultimately, running back scoring is not actually as super juiced as you think. If you go back and look at some of the historical totals of these guys compared to what, running back 10 has been in the past, the big difference is your Devonta Smiths, your T. Higginses, your Terry McLaurins, your like wide receiver 20 through wide receiver 30s. These guys have been like 12 points per game, 11 and a half points per game. Like they've been like legitimate non-difference makers. Yeah. And if that's the case, then yeah, you might as well get whatever Javonte did, 13 and a half fantasy points per game last season or whatever. Like, it's kind of funny, Neil. I'm sure everyone kind of has this experience where so much of what people remember is what happened at the beginning of the season, and Javonte started the season like absolute gangbusters. Like, how many people do you think actually remember how bad Javonte was for fantasy down the stretch? Like, off the top of your head.
Was he that bad? I didn't realize he was that bad. So you can count me on the side that did not remember. I remember Malik Davis scoring a random touchdown late. I do remember that he fell off a bit, and since I didn't have him, he was no longer hurting me every week. But I guess I still thought he was like...
He had no top 12 positional finishes after week 8. He topped 12 points 3 times after week 8. He scored 3 touchdowns after week 8. Now, I don't remember, like, did he get banged up at this point? Right. Was that when Dak got injured? Dak missed some time. CeeDee missed some time. Like, I honestly, like, it's kind of one of those things where in the middle of the season, you can't focus on anything more. And then when it's over, you completely forget. I truly do not remember what happened, but I mean, he basically ended the year like Corey Krosky-Merritt or Chris Rodriguez maybe is the better analogy there, but like was not a difference-making player in the second half.
You know what's funny about that is, so I'd had that debate with Derek Brown several times last year. He was really in on Javonte, which was like clearly that was the right
shout out to D-Bro.
But part of his argument was, well, if you look at last year, he was awesome for the first like 8 weeks of the year, and then he kind of fell off. His health caught up to him, whatever. Here, we can make our pick.
Do you want to do one of the running backs, or do you want to do Waddle or J-Mo?
I'm actually a big Bucky fan. Like I know that's a contrarian take right now. I know I saw Sam Sherman tweeting about it being the worst pick on the board. I think Bucky's just good, and I think the team thinks he's good. So I don't really understand the Bucky hate. I get they have who did they sign? They signed Kenneth Gainwell, which hurts some, but I still think Bucky's just a good running back.
I actually think it's not the Gainwell part that hurts him. It's that they retained Sean Tucker, and Bucky got 0 touches. This is actually true. Bucky got 0 carries inside the 5 last season.
Is that right? Okay.
0.
I mean, he was hurt for most of the year, right?
He was hurt for a huge portion, but even when he was active, he got no carries inside the 5-yard line. And I think that they retained Sean Tucker to do that.
Fair.
And
Non-derogatory, that's fair.
Non-derogatory, that's fair. So then this is what you're looking at. You're looking at, I think you're right. I think he is probably pretty good, but you're looking at a guy who doesn't profile to play on passing downs and doesn't profile to get the goal line carries. You're like, well, he's just going to have to completely sun run the efficiency to score points.
Which I think he can.
Yeah. So we actually played that good because we can take whoever we want here. I mean, I like Jadarian Price. I like David Montgomery. I'm good with whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'd go. I'm actually a Swift fan, but he's far down in your board. I would go Tootin of the top 4 there.
Oh, I mean, look, we can. Gosh, I did not know that DeAndre Swift was up to 55 in ADP. Look, last 4 days he's up 4 whole spots in ADP. So he's probably when we do ADP chasing tomorrow night, DeAndre Swift is probably going to be on it.
You know whose fault that is? ETR.
I don't.
It's ETR's fault.
Oh,
they left. He was like 36th in their ranks, and I of course saw that, and I was like, that actually seems like reasonable to me. Like he's on a Bears offense that I think is going to be really good. They've got Ben Johnson calling plays. I think Ben Johnson great at calling run plays. Kyle Monangai obviously eats into it, but I don't think Kyle Monangai is some like super talent. I think Swift is the better talent of those running backs. So, yeah.
All right. But can I sell you on a new shiny toy? Probably the most fun zero that you can get right now. Have you heard of Zavion Thomas?
I have not.
Okay. So Zavion Thomas was, to be fair, a pretty bad wide receiver in college.
Oh no, he's a convert.
He's a convert.
You love your converts.
They have not officially said that he is going to be converting, but he came out after practice the other day. Let me pull up the exact quote so that I get it right.
Wait, is he eligible on Underdog, and what position, if so?
He's eligible at wide receiver.
Okay, interesting.
Which is, to me, would be the hack, right? That's what you'd like, running back points at wide receiver. So here's the quote. So he got asked about playing the running back position. One of the writers said, "Oh, how would you feel if they deployed you as a running back?" And he said, "Quote, it's natural. Like I've been doing it my whole life. So I kind of don't really second guess it. I just go out there and try and put my team in the best position to win." So
that's fun.
Basically, what you were looking at is a wide receiver eligible player in the Bears offense who played wide receiver in college, is honestly probably just going to be a special teams player this year. But you know what they say about special teams. If you're a good special team, you're active right away. It's like, that's how Isaiah Pacheco got a role for the Chiefs his rookie year. He was active because he was a kick returner.
Yeah. DJ Moore last year was my big. He's going to get some running back work, and he actually did get a little. He did. A couple. You know what?
He did get a couple carries. Not as much as we thought, but like they did use him that way. All right, so we lost Burrow to, I assume, the T. Higgins drafter. I mean, I would just take Daniels here.
I'm fine taking Daniels.
Yeah, Daniels or I think you just take Jaden Daniels here. Are you an Antonio Williams drafter, Neil?
No, I did some in the pre-draft stuff, but I have not really taken a lot. Did he went to the Commanders? Yeah. I actually, I think I have taken him on Jaden Daniels teams.
I tell you what, you're really gonna have a hard time finding a more anti-Ayuk guy than me. Like, I didn't like Brandon Ayuk when he was good, but I'm in these puppy slows right now, like 17th, 18th round. They're finishing up, and I'm just like, dude, I'm taking Brandon Ayuk over like Adonai Mitchell and Marvin Mims and Pat Bryant. Like, why would I? All my 17th and 18th round clicks are going to be zeros anyways. So why would I not take Brandon Ayuk here?
Yeah. Zero with some upside. I will push back on Adonai Mitchell, but only a little bit because he's
give me a wide receiver here, or we could take another quarterback. Honestly,
I haven't taken much Parker Washington, but I do think he could be good. So I think I'd go that way.
I haven't either. Okay, we can come back to Parker Washington, but continue your thought. On Brandon Ayuk or Antonio Williams or Jaden Daniels.
Adonai Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell, because of the draft, I'm less enthusiastic about it. But I do think he went to the Jets, and the Jets were like excited about him. Like the team was like, this is our top wide receiver with Garrett Wilson out. Was like they were leaning on him as being like a star. Like they really believe that he could be a star. Then of course they went out and drafted a wide receiver and a tight end early who are going to be pass catchers. So I'm no longer like super enthusiastic about it, but I do kind of still think he has some upside.
I think he has a ton of upside. I mean,
okay,
you're doing the Adonai Mitchell. So, Corinne and Jacob and I do these Dynasty rookie roundtable videos, and they both brought up Adonai Mitchell as like a negative comp for Denzel Boston.
Ooh.
And like as they were making the comp, I was like, "What are you guys talking about, dude? Adonai Mitchell is like a ceiling comp. Like
Yeah.
this guy should wish he was Adonai Mitchell." I mean, I've always said this. If Adonai Mitchell got on, good ADD medication, then he would be, I mean, one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Like
Yeah.
his fancy metrics, his separation metrics are always
Yeah.
quite good.
The ass man, the
Ass
average
man,
separation
yeah.
score, fantasy points. Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. This is a good question. Who is the last convert that didn't pan out? I mean, all of them, like
Yeah.
all of
There've been
them.
a few.
And they're all the ones that I like never end up panning out. I mean, you got like your Dexter McClusters, your DeAnthony Thomases. The ones who end up panning out, and this is why I'm so super bullish on Randall, are the guys who are big, the guys who like Adam Randall's 235 pounds. Like
I don't know who that is. Adam Randall.
Adam Randall was a converted wide receiver to running back for Clemson, who is a 5th-round pick for the Ravens, who the owner, Steve Bisconti, like hand-selected this guy. Like, was like, we have to get this guy, was the one who called him on the phone, not the GM, was the one who called him and said, we drafted you. Like, we love you. And, I mean, you look at the Ravens depth chart and you're like, okay, we got Justice Hill, we got Rasheen Ali. I mean, why can't Adam Randall be the running back too?
No reason. And that could be
Antonio
value
Gibson. Antonio Gibson really worked out for like 1.5 seasons.
Tyrone Tracy kind of worked out.
I'd say Tyrone Tracy worked out. No, I mean, if he didn't get injured last year, he would have probably been like a winning pick. Because Dart was so much better than people thought that he was going to be. Okay, so we could do Mahomes with Rice here. We can do Dowdle. Could do Manungai. I mean, I think probably Mahomes, and then we can potentially be done at quarterback.
Yeah, I think Mahomes is the pick.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's just like everyone. No one comes to me for honest, sober Chiefs analysis. But even without running this year, you guys in your heart of hearts really think that Mahomes is not going to beat quarterback 12, even if you gave him 0 running points. That's really
come on.
It's really what you guys think. I'm not buying it, bro. I'm
also in on Xavier Worthy, which, I don't feel as good about it as I did last year. Last year, that was another a big debate that I had with D-Bro, that D-Bro won. He was super out on Xavier Worthy. I was like, I think he's a pretty good pick in the 4th round. And he obviously was not a great pick in the 4th round. But now he's going so late that I'm like, he's going to have some spike weeks, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he's free.
Yeah.
Dobbins, Pearsall. Oh, Downs. I need to move Downs way up in my rankings.
I like Downs.
Let's do Downs. So Downs is I was just out of town for the weekend, so I haven't like pulled in ADP to my rankings in a couple days. But it's gonna be hard to stay ahead of ADP on Downs. I feel like we're like one good Shane Steichen quote from like, oh, we view Josh Downs as our number 1 wide receiver away from. Like, why can't he go where out? Like, why? Honestly, Josh Downs should go ahead of Alec Pierce. How's that for a hot take? Hey, Josh Downs is going to score more fantasy points.
You think so? I mean, it feels like Pierce's spike weeks will be bigger.
Probably. I guess this is maybe my most Leone coded opinion. But one of the ways that I think about spike weeks is the surest way to get spike weeks is via having volume spikes.
Yeah.
Who's more likely to get a volume spike? Like a 14 target Josh Downs game, or a 12 target Alec Pierce game? Like almost certainly the down spike, right?
I've made that argument many times that it's like people view splash plays as being spike weeks, and that's not the same thing. Like a splash play is like 150-yard bomb. It's like, that's a nice, like if that's all you do with 2 more catches, you had a fine fantasy day, but that's not the same thing as a spike week. So people picture like, oh, J-Mo's a spike week guy, and the big play guys are the spike week guys, but it's not exactly that. I mean, that plays into it, but it's not always just about the big plays. So I agree with you that Downs could have some spike weeks, but on Underdog in particular, where touchdowns are king, as Woo Benny says, that's a better take on DraftKings than Underdog, I'd say.
I mean, this is startling to me. They both had 17% target shares last year. Obviously, I mean, Pierce is going to score way more touchdowns and generate way more yards on the targets he does get. And he had 30 routes per game compared to 23 routes per game for Downs, but I guess maybe I'm just colored like I've never really been a Pierce guy. Additionally, he does have this weird ankle injury that he said he's going to be like he got surgery on. He's going to be sidelined for 3 months. I'm like, it's not really how you want to be going. At your quarterback is a torn Achilles. Like I don't know. It feels like, and the issue with Downs has just been well, he's never played in base personnel. But like I what's their path? Are they really going to play?
Year, yeah.
I mean, Nick Westbrook-Akeen has played over better players than Josh Downs, I guess, before. So I don't know. Okay, so obviously 114 is not my Gadsden ranking. I've got that updated on the site.
Yeah, well, how have you changed those guys?
I moved him to the 160s. That's too much. JCM gives us another running back here. We can maybe be done at 4.
Another Washington piece.
Yeah, let's do that. So looks like 4 running backs, 21% advance rate with the capital we've spent. 5 running backs, 21%. So we probably could be done at 4 or 5. And then this is, almost certainly going to be a 3 tight end team. I've really fallen in love with the 3 tight end builds, even in like underdog versus DraftKings. Teams have loaded up on this 12 personnel, I do think I don't know, man, Oscar Delp is just as likely to give me points as Caleb Douglas or who the fuck ever, Yeah.
Yeah. I've drafted probably more 3 and more, probably more teams with more than 3 tight ends than fewer. No, that's not true. I probably have enough.
For sure. I have done more 3 tight ends than.
But what about 4 is what I'm saying. Have you done more 4 tight ends than 2 tight ends? That's what I don't think I quite get there.
Yeah, not on UD, maybe on DraftKings. I think we probably just take Kelce here.
Yeah, we can just add to the stack.
Kelce is another one where it's the most inconvenient truth thing of all time. But come on, dude. The guy's he's just gonna finish tight end 8. It's it's not gonna be that pretty, and in fact it probably won't be that pretty, but it's just gonna happen.
It's very, very Kelce-esque. Best ball boy says Njoku is free, easy pick. I'm curious, where do you move? Is Njoku ahead of Gadsden, do we think, on the depth chart?
No. Okay. I think that most certainly we're going to see. This is my assumption of rational coaching from the outside, is that McDaniel wants to give himself the optionality to do what all the other McVay tree guys are doing, to play at a 12 and 13. He'd like to do it. I think that this is a total free hit. It's Njoku's 1 year. I think it's base $4 million with $8 million in incentives. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. They kind of know what they have in Gadsden. We'll see if Gadsden is able to add anything to his locker in terms of blocking. Because Gadsden in college didn't block at all. He was. In fact, I did a podcast with Eric Froton, Corain's buddy, when Underdog first released college football best ball contests, and just kind of going through the ADP and the rankings and all that stuff. And he was like, "Oh, Gadsden is." He called him a Tino, and I was like, "A Tino? What's that?" No, tight end in name only. Gadsden was basically just a wide receiver when he was at Syracuse. And so I think that colors into it. But I think the most likely thing is that Gadsden, he probably ends the season with 60 receptions. Is that way overstating it? Maybe it is. I don't know. I think he's quite good.
Yeah, no, I think Gadsden is good also. This obviously is not ideal for Gadsden's price, but but I also think Njoku's pretty good. So I guess I was more concerned that is Njoku going to come in and be the tight end 1? Because Gadsden also, started really hot or midway through the season. Whenever he came in was pretty hot, and then kind of fell off a little bit, is my recollection at least. Interesting.
Yeah, Gadsden, Njoku, I drafted a ton last season, and I was like, oh, he's cooked. It's over. Really? Harold Fannin has just immediately chain snatched him.
Fannin was so good though.
Fannin was really good. I was gonna say McMillan is pretty good here. You got a favorite from this list right here?
Probably Shaheed.
I'm good with Shaheed. Shaheed is he is the ultimate best ball guy of all time.
Yeah.
Because
Perfect
he's
best
quite
ball guy.
good. He will never, ever be startable in a redraft league. Like, I think even if JSN and Cooper Kupp was out, I don't even know if you'd want to start Rashid Shaheed.
There
But
was a period on the Saints when he was like looking like he
yes,
would be an every week kind of starter.
a
But yeah,
little bit of a bummer he got traded. And I think
yeah.
I think he's super good. Obviously, famously, I got into big arguments with Peter and Pat
That's right.
about it on ship chasing last year. But he is so awesome for fantasy best ball because if you were to give two players who over, a month went for 20 targets and one of them was 5-5-5-5 and then one of them was 2-2-2-12,
Right.
you'd so much rather have the guy who provided no scores except for the 1 week. Yes, he was literally outscoring Olave on the Saints.
Yeah.
This is true. It's true. Yeah.
That was the brief period when the Saints offense was just humming, right? Like they were like the top offense in the NFL through 3 weeks or something, put up like 48.
They were
points
favored
in a
against the
game.
Eagles.
Yeah.
The 2 years ago. So Chig adds on to our stack. Keaton Mitchell could be our last running back. You got anything for me here?
I'd go Chig. There's enough running backs that look pretty good.
Yep. Tell me more about these running backs that look good because it's right about this range, and I'm like every running back is terrible.
I mean, I kind of like Tajay Spears. I think that they added one rookie running back to the mix, but I don't think that I don't know. I think Spears will probably have some spike weeks. He's going to be involved as a pass catcher. I watched I think it was the Corain and Coach Speak show where Greg talked about Tajay Spears. Like they're talking about him like they're going to move him around the offense, which of course that's another one of those things that I always fall for.
That's bingo. Oh, dude,
Yeah,
we're gonna have them both on the field at the same time, brother. Come on, gonna be on the field at the same time. We're gonna play Tony Pollard in the slot. I wonder if Pollard leads all time. I'd have to ask Greg about this. I wonder if he's got a way to track this somehow. Does Tony Pollard lead NFL history in? We're gonna play this guy in the slot. We're gonna play both these guys at the same time. I wonder if Pollard is truly the all time there.
It's got to be up there. Yeah. So but then I was thinking Keaton Mitchell. There's a chance he makes it back to us. I'm not a big Sharps guy right now, but I could see Sharps being. I don't know. He could come back and be like the guy. Coleman's fine. I don't know.
I think the Jadarian Price pick is. Obviously, it was a little bit about them liking Jadarian Price. I think a lot more of it, and this is something that no one in the Sharp fantasy football community agrees with me on Jadarian Price. Like everyone, universally, they're all like, Davis, you're dumb. You should not be chasing this guy up. But I think it is a lot about we don't know what Charbonnet is going to be when he gets back from his torn ACL, and we know we're a team that we want to run the ball. Like their whole identity is about man, things are really, really bad for us. If Sam Darnold has to drop back 40 times in a game, we want to avoid that at all costs. So I'm gonna keep drafting Price until morale improves.
I don't watch a lot of college football, as you know. I don't watch much college football. I watched one Notre Dame game last year because my brother went to Notre Dame, so I am sort of kind of a Notre Dame fan. And I came away from it thinking I want both those running backs. They both look so good, but that's obviously the college game. There's a reason that he's not going higher than he is. But I thought he looked good. As a college running back, I thought he looked good.
Honestly, I think that is so reasonable because the only way that an NFL team could justify taking Price where they did is just that boy nice, you know, because the production basically doesn't exist. Do you want to take Antonio Williams?
Yeah, let's do it.
Antonio Williams or Ayuk, actually. Pick your poison.
Let's go Williams because we don't know that Ayuk's going to be on the team or a team.
But we most certainly do not. Yeah, that's kind of an all timer there. I mean, I think the reason to why people would want to take Charbonnet is the first 3 months of the season are the ones that don't matter, right? It's we take these rookies all the time that we're this guy's going to be a healthy and active the first week of the season,
Honestly, I saw that question and I thought, is he talking about Antonio Williams? Because it could be.
It could be. Well, I mean,
he's going to play, but yeah.
Well,
I can't even say that. I've drafted tons of receivers here. Jalen Polk drafted him, pick 120, whatever, didn't play. Yeah. Just a lot of these receivers just don't play.
The specter of De'Ami Brown looms.
Yeah,
They
that's right.
re-signed De'Ami Brown, which you don't love to see that if you're a huge Antonio Williams backer. All right, so we have got a 2-4-6-2. I think we're certainly going 3 tight ends. I think we can probably stop here at running back with one more. Maybe we can save a late pick. Gunnar Helm, I really like. None of these wide receivers are really doing anything for me. Do you got an opinion?
No, I don't love any of those.
Do you want to take Geno? Take a third quarterback?
Oh, I do like taking a third quarterback. Yeah. Do we have anybody other than Breece Hall in the Jets?
No, but
Oh,
we got Adonai Mitchell
ooh, yeah,
in
yeah.
our back pocket if we want him.
No, I like Geno. I think that's a good pick.
They did not this time. Dynamic Brown did not get a big contract. He actually got a quite poor contract. I think he signed 1 year, $3 million. It was an all-time. You can't
1 year,
pay
$3
someone to
million.
be good. Nope. Even worse. He got the veteran minimum at 26 years old. So he got $1.7 million against the cap. He is not even guaranteed to make the roster with that cap hit. So I'm glad he got paid by the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know, the Commanders wide receiver room, it is insane. The projections. Do you ever look at the Mike Clay projections, Neil?
I have not this year. I do historically look at them. Yeah.
So I mean I don't, I mean, I wouldn't say Mike is like, an oracle or anything, but particularly this early on when no one else has publicly available ones. Look at these wide receiver projections. Try not to throw up, dude. I mean, look at that. You've got Antonio Williams, De'Ami Brown, Van Jefferson, Jalen Lane, and Traylon Burks all between 30 and 60 targets. That
Yeah.
is disgusting
Yeah. It's no
for the
fun.
Commanders. Yeah.
No. Hopefully, a couple of them win out, and we don't have to deal with that mess. But yeah, it's not great.
I mean,
I need to say
ultimately,
something.
yes.
Because we were talking about tight ends in name only, I need to tell you that I got a new dog this weekend named his comes with the name Valentino. We're calling him Tino, Tino, just like tight end in name only. So that's had to tell you because that's the exciting thing.
That's really good.
He is currently very afraid of me.
What type of dog is it?
He is a 11-pound Maltese.
Oh yeah.
So, same as my last dog. Super, like, my wife's gone today and he has just been afraid of me. Like I just cannot get him to.
You're the largest creature that Tino
Yeah.
has ever seen, bro.
That's true. And I got a beard. Maybe that's scary for a dog. I don't know.
Some dogs don't like hats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have a good friend from high school who has 2 big German Shepherds, and one of them likes me just fine, but one of them is scared of hats. So like legit, like does not like me. Like when I come in, he's like, I'm not messing with that guy.
So,
yeah.
See, Woo Benny's comment, having no in the dog's name can be confusing for them. I actually had that concern. Like, I'm like, we're calling him Tino, but then no is like one of the few words that he knows, and he responds to it. So we've talked about potentially changing the name. We're thinking maybe Percy, or, I don't know. We haven't quite decided on. So far, we're just calling him Tino, but we have talked about potentially changing the name because of that concern of like, I don't know, is that going to confuse the dog? I thought maybe because we use a different tone when we're using the word versus the name, maybe it's fine. But yeah, that is something
I've never had small dogs, so like I don't know, like is it different training them or not or whatever? Because like big dogs they respond when you put some gruff in your voice. But
yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to scare a little guy.
Yeah.
Can I offer Alvin Kamara as our running back 5 here?
Yeah, happy to take Kamara.
Like now that he's taken retirement off the table, I'm like, can't we get at least like 3 spike weeks out of him? Like just like 3 weeks where he does his Alvin Kamara thing.
Absolutely, we can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I struggle with him because I could see him just not really playing a ton. But like he's a fan favorite.
I don't think he's gonna play a ton.
Yeah, but I think he's like injury to ETN. He gets in there and he's the lead back.
Oh, easily, yeah. I mean,
so he's at the very least.
If you're playing your franchise legend behind Devin Neal, you should have just told him to retire. Like just tell him. Well, I think the issue is they give up money when they retire.
Is that
I
right?
don't know. I don't know about that though. Because sometimes when they retire, there's still like a cap penalty, I believe. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure there. All right, let's take our final tight end here. Neil, you're a guest here, so I'm going to give you the option between K. Dot, Pat Fryermuth, Terrence Ferguson.
I know you're a big Ferguson guy, so I'll go with Ferguson here.
Fine by me. Although we are already at the stage of the year where I need to start thinking about
Diversifying?
consolidating
Oh,
that. Yeah, I
consolidate.
mean, I would assume he's got to be my most drafted tight end overall across all contests. 368 drafts done. Eli Stowers actually is still my most drafted because of
R.I.P.
the it's you win some and you lose some.
Yeah.
Like if you would have told me in January when I started drafting all the Eli Stowers, he's going to be a second round pick on a good team that's going to make the playoffs, I'd be like, all right, let's ride. But what more can I do than that? You know,
Who knows? Maybe they run a bunch of two tight end sets. Like that would not be the most shocking thing. They trade AJ Brown. Now they're doing Devontae Smith and a rookie and Dontavian Wicks.
or Dallas Goedert gets injured.
Or Dallas Goedert. Yeah, there's
Dallas
totally
Goedert's
paths.
31 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terrence. So the three horsemen. You know, it's so funny. My most drafted tight ends are a rookie, a second-year player, 39-year-old Travis Kelce, Kenyon Sadiq, a rookie, Brock Bowers. Like
this is just slappy Chiefs fan. That's what I'm hearing.
Slappy. Yeah. I think Kelce and Mahomes are unimpeachable at their cost. I don't think there's a statistically based argument that they're bad picks.
No.
There's definitely arguments that Walker, Rice, and Worthy are bad picks at their cost. Like I would
arguments, but I agree with you. Like I think they're all pretty strong picks.
It all comes down to the market as a total holistic faction has decided the Chiefs offense is bad or league average. And if you disagree with that, then the rest of your projection is going to look different than the way the market is treating them. Like Mike Clay has Mahomes for 17 games, the quarterback 8. He's got Rice as the wide receiver 7. He's got Worthy as the wide receiver 48. Kelce is the tight end 9. The only one that he's below market on compared to underdog ADPs is Ken Walker, who he's got as the running back 14.
14. Ooh, okay.
But the like the actual projection, you look at it and you'd be like, you know what? If Ken Walker got 1,500 yards and 11 touchdowns where I'm drafting him right now, it's not like I'm punching my face. Yeah. You know, you're like, well,
give me one spike week in the playoff weeks.
Yes. Yeah. So those guys are all pretty close. A lot of people love Tyler Warren. A lot of people are really in on Tyler Warren. Think that he and Loveland kind of played each other to a draw last year. What do you think about that?
I mean, I disagree. I think yeah, I think I disagree. Warren was like good. Did he have any like real spike weeks? I feel like he had a lot of like
he had weeks. A lot of 13 pointers. He never topped 18 points in a game.
Yeah. I do think that he could. Like I think it was just sort of he didn't get the touchdowns on the weeks he also got volume was essentially what it came down to. I mean, early on, like he was like the first target of the season for the Colts last year, if I'm remembering correctly. Which, as somebody who did not draft him like at all, that was terrifying, and he looked really good. So, I think that's a fine argument. I don't think I agree with you. I think Loveland is significantly better.
Yeah,
and I also think Fannin is like I wouldn't be surprised if Fannin outscores him, but I can see the argument.
All right, Adonai Mitchell went. Give me your favorite round 18 wide receiver dart.
I mean, I don't hate Dontavian Wicks here. Troy Franklin is fine.
We'll do Wicks. Wicks is I was drafting a lot of Wicks early and then drafting him a bit once he got traded. I think Stowers Lemon, it's not great. It's not great. All right, Neil, we did Jaden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes, Geno Smith, Breece Hall, Bucky Irving, Byshell Tootin, Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, Alvin Kamara. I mean, that is a never let them know where you're slapping from running back room. Like you got the Kamara in there with like, I mean, I consider Bucky and Tootin to basically be like
they're exciting.
The slappiest running
they're
backs.
super slappy.
Yeah. Chase, Rice, Parker Washington, Josh Downs, Rashid Shaheed, Antonio Williams, Dontavian Wicks, Travis Kelce, Chig Okonkwo, Terrence Ferguson. Let's do our Parker Washington bit, and then I will let you go do some dunks at the gym. Guys, Neil can dunk. Did you know that?
That's almost
Full
true.
rim.
That's basically true.
If you can touch the rim, you can dunk. I'm giving it to you. Yeah.
That's very extremely wrong, but I appreciate you giving it to me. I mean, I tell myself like, man, if I can touch the rim at my current weight, imagine if I lose 30 pounds, like I'll be able to get, at least grab the rim at that point.
Easily.
Maybe I can dunk.
Easily. Yes. Yeah. Because you've already got the hard part there. So, I basically think you can tell a lot about someone from their stance on the Jags wide receiver room. Parker Washington, Travis Hunter, Jacoby Meyers, Brian Thomas Jr. What's your not your ranking of them, but like in terms of like their cost, if you could structure your portfolio properly over the next 3 months and their costs remain roughly the same, what's your preferred exposure ranking?
Am I correct that other than Travis Hunter, the other three all go within like a round of each other?
Myers is a little bit cheaper now. He's probably more like in the 90s, but BTJ and Parker Washington go like right next to each other. Yeah.
Okay. See, I struggle with it as much as the next guy. I do think BTJ was like dealing with an injury last year. Like he was not running. He was avoiding contact because he had, I think it was a shoulder injury. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he had some arm injury that was clearly affecting the way he was playing.
It was a wrist injury.
But with that said, he has never done it with Trevor Lawrence. So I think I'm going to have to go price adjusted Travis Hunter number 1 for best ball in particular, because I think Travis Hunter is just going to have some random spike weeks next year. I think like they want to involve him in the offense. When they involve him, it's going to be often red zone stuff. So I think because of the price being so much cheaper, I'm going to go Travis Hunter number 1. I'm very curious to hear what your thought is after I'm done. Because I'm kind of going off the cuff here. So I'm going to go Travis Hunter number 1. I think I'd go Parker Washington number 2. Jacoby Meyers number 3. Brian Thomas number 4. I think Parker Washington looked really good last year. Looks like a spike week guy. Man, that's tough though, because Jacoby Meyers was... I think I'm going BTJ last, Travis Hunter first, and the other two I am kind of going back and forth. I actually think it might be Parker Washington ahead.
Myers is another one where our memories are a little bit different than the reality, where it felt like he was great for them.
It did.
It was like he had like a nice little run, and then he kind of got mogged at the end.
Okay, so I'm sticking with it. Parker Washington ahead of Myers. I'll stick with it. So where am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong. My preference would be obviously Travis Hunter is 1. I'll refuse to give up. If I lose because pick 160 Travis Hunter was wrong, like that won't even be why you lose, right? Yeah. You will have a lot of other problems. I can't really think of many other examples where a top 5 overall pick was completely given up on by the market. Like Marvin Harrison Jr. sucks. He sucked twice.
He was like a second round pick, third round pick last year. I can't remember.
After having 800 yards and 6 touchdowns. Yeah. And then he sucked again, and he's still a top 70 pick.
Yeah.
Like, we give these first rounders who suck a lot of leeway. And I mean, I'm saying Travis Hunter wasn't good or anything, but I guess ultimately where I've landed on Hunter is I think it is not in James Gladstone's best interests to keep his job, to be like, yeah, dude, the guy's just a cornerback now. And I think the more likely situation is the offense kind of stutters, or Jacoby Myers gets banged up, or Parker Washington gets banged up, or BTG gets banged up, and you play him more on offense, then you start to scale him up on defense because the returns on offense are more tangible. It's kind of hard to be like, oh yeah, our defense when Hunter's on the field allows like 0.5 better yards per play. It's kind of harder for someone to say on national TV, but it's a lot easier to be like, he's averaging 85 yards per game. He's awesome.
Radius. Yeah.
So
where
Hunter,
are you after
Hunter, Hunter is my number 1. Hunter would be my number 1. My number 2 would be Brian Thomas Jr. Because I saw I think our boy Jewish McCaffrey said this on Twitter the other day, but like if you swapped around Brian Thomas Jr.'s stats, so his sophomore season was his rookie season, his rookie season was his sophomore season, he'd be like a second round pick coming off of that
But
season.
that was all with Mac Jones, though. Is my counter argument would be like he didn't do anything with.
Isn't Trevor Lawrence better than Mac Jones? I mean, maybe he isn't. Maybe for wide receiver production, he isn't. This would be like the Joe Flacco argument, where like Joe Flacco sucks and you can't win games really with Joe Flacco. But when Joe Flacco was under the center for the Colts, Downs and Michael Pittman Jr. were like top 10 wide receivers every week. It was like, you got to start those guys. So there maybe is a little bit of something. Could be. I mean, Mac Jones had multiple weeks where he made Kendrick Bourne 100-yard wide receiver.
Yeah.
Kendrick Bourne's never had 100 yards with anyone other than Mac Jones throwing him the ball or whatever.
Yeah.
Possible.
Mark says Sunshine is absolutely better than Mac Jones. Nobody's arguing that.
No one's arguing that.
Not better.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of sometimes a quarterback can be better for a specific wide receiver, either because they're just peppering with targets or they just have a better connection, whatever. So yeah, I agree with you. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is better than Mac Jones, but he's just never been good. Like they've had kind of a long time together, and BTJ has not performed with Trevor Lawrence.
I do like this. I do like. Let's imagine this wide receiver if his stats were good. That's kind of one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
So it would be Hunter 1, Brian Thomas Jr. 2. Honestly, Meyers and Washington, I don't really care. I think ultimately my perspective is so warped by what I imagine Travis Hunter could be that I'm having a hard time let's actually look. I wonder. I've not looked at these projections. I wonder what the Clay projections are.
Yeah,
this is not what I expected them to look like.
Let's see.
So he's got Washington as the 1, but for the exact same amount of targets as Jacoby Meyers.
Okay.
102 targets for BTJ and 57 for Hunter. Honestly, I tell you what, wide receiver 62, I'm going to keep buying that. 57 targets for Travis Hunter. I think at that cost is fine if you give me 2 spike weeks. Don't you think?
Right. And I think that's implied here because he's not going to be a full-time receiver. So I think that's going to have to be some spike weeks.
I agree with Mason. I think if you fade Meyers and he hits his 10th percentile, it's basically what he did for the Raiders in 2024, right? And you lived. But if you're light on BTJ and it turns out rookie year BTJ was the right answer.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be the guy you have to have.
Yeah, he's going to be 40% advance rate guy if that happens.
And if Hunter hits his top 10% outcome, he's this year's Puka Nakua or Kyron Williams or Bucky Irving or whatever. Like if I gave you no other information other than August 15th, Jacoby Meyers suffers a high ankle sprain. Liam Cohen goes to the press conference and says, given the complexities of our roster for the next month of the season, we're just going to keep Travis on offense. I mean, he basically becomes a top 70 pick overnight.
Oh yeah.
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 He'd be a great pick.
Yeah.
Which, and that's, I mean, he has multiple outs to get in also. Who knows if that is how they would play it, but three receivers, if any one of them gets hurt, there's a good chance that he takes on a much bigger role, and he's probably going to. People keep pointing out BTJ dealing with injuries. Yeah, that's my difficulty in how to rank BTJ is I do think that there was a period of the season last year where he looked like he was avoiding contact. And I think it's because he was hurt. He was like playing through an injury, and everybody's watching it like, oh, look at him. He's, not a real football player avoiding contact. It's like, I think he's just really hurt and he doesn't want to like be knocked out for the season.
His best friend died too, also, like literally via suicide during the season.
That's
so
tough.
like that's crazy. It's kind of an unquantifiable thing.
It is.
He probably couldn't even, like, if you asked him, if you were like, what did Kyron Lacey's death he would probably have a hard time explaining it to you, but it's just another variable in the situation. So that's where I'm at. Okay, Neil, you are still working on getting your streaming schedule over at the Flannelverse figured out, but when you do, what do you? I mean, you're evening time. You're 7 p.m. Eastern.
I think I'm mostly an afternoon time these days. I appreciate you getting your schedule out. Waiting for Davis to release his schedule. It's like waiting for a free agent Aaron Rodgers. It's like everybody has to wait. Davis going to take his time. But now that your schedule's out and Pete has his schedule out, now I can start looking at where I want where I want.
Yes.
I'm going to start streaming pretty regularly now. The schedule's finally coming out. It's been tough because I'm trying to figure. I'm taking a stats course, a data science course right now, like trying
Are
to
you
kind
really?
of take a different. I am. With sometimes it's like super easy, like, oh, I get this right away. Other times I struggle through some
What
concepts.
inspired that? Like you just wanted to do it,
I
or
want to be able to make my own projections. At the very least, I need something that I could actually put out there because I have my own channel, but everything I do is reliant on other sources, and I'd like to be more self-reliant and be able to, at the very least, have like projections I can reference, ownership projections I can reference without being like, okay, this is what RotoGrinder says, and I might have this different, or whatever. So
are you using Claude Code whilst
not
doing
yet,
this?
not yet. I probably should just be learning Claude Code now. My thought has been to
I
do it after.
this is great. This is the best advice I can give you, Neil. I'm a humanities major, literally a creative writing major from a state school. Like I am not the person you want to come to. You will gaining the technical knowledge while also having the ability to have the computer do the work for you.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not going to be
It
doing
would.
any tough math. I'm going to be
Yeah,
having the
well, I'm
computer do
just
the
saying
tough math.
it would feel like, oh, I just ran a mile with a weighted vest on and then I took the weighted vest off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've been planning all along. I'm gonna be learning Claude Code. I probably should just be doing it now. It's just I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to learn what I need to know before. I don't know. I struggle. I
Well,
struggle with two things at
what
once.
what my advice to you from the outside would be is that also this is another thing you could do. This would actually be great content for you to make for your channel. Like literally like this is me, here's my Claude Code terminal, here's the math I'm doing. Like let's like do this together because
Yeah.
there's a real opening for that because people hear people on YouTube shows be like, oh, Claude Code this, like Codex this, blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah.
no one ever is like, oh, this is actually what you do. You actually open it up and you do that. Literally, do I just ask Claude how I do learn Claude Code? Like, it's much more complex than that. Like, again, don't take, like, you should not come, I'm not some genius or whatever, but if you have the natural aptitude for it,
Well, the
I
fact that
think it
you're a
would be
human, I
good.
talked to like Adam, and he's like, he has an econ background, so he's like, he's really good at this stuff. But he's like, but you know so much more than I. You have such a like stronger base of knowledge than I do. I have no econ background. I was an English major. I went to law school. Like none of this helps me with coding at all. Like I think that I could be decent at it, but yeah, but I don't have the background. So it's helpful to hear that you have a humanities background and you figured it out.
Weirdly,
You've also done
having the
projections.
humanities background kind of makes working with AI easier because you kind of start to understand what you're dealing with. Now, if you get into AI psychosis and you're like, oh, I think this is real, or I think everything this thing tells me
Oh
is
yeah,
truthful, then you get into a rabbit hole. You're just working with like a really, really, really smart calculator.
yeah,
Kind of, or I mean, really, it's a token prediction system. But being a humanities major, you kind of learn like, oh, when I say this word it does this, when I say this word it does this.
yeah.
It's kind of nice.
Nice.
Okay, all right, I will let you go and
All
get
right.
to the gym.
Thank you,
Do
Davis.
those
Thanks for having me
calf
on.
raises,
That's right.
And get ready to do some slam dunks, and we will see you over on the Flannelverse soon,
All
now
right.
that your schedule's out.
Thanks, Davis. All right. Good luck.
All right, everyone. Neil's getting out of here. We are going to hop into another best ball mania draft. I need to make sure to sync that final draft over on the Flock Fantasy website. Yes, I got Neil for 1 hour here on the program. I agree, though. Learning Monte Carlo simulations, if you were trying to build any kind of projection software or whatever, that ultimately will be the thing in Claude Code that will serve you the best. Not saying, obviously that there are. Uh, here's the deal with Claude Code or Codex or Gemini or whatever you're using. When people say like, oh, AI is dumb and doesn't know anything, those people are actually closer to the reality of the situation than the people who say, oh, we've created sentient human beings or whatever. It's not like that. Like you have to be pretty good at vetting information and then giving the information to whatever large language model you are using. Like I tried to build something for like a Major League Baseball project, and it didn't work. And I was not smart enough to figure it out. Can I give you a human description of Claude? I mean, I can try. My human description of Claude or ChatGPT or whatever would be, it's a very, 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 very large combination of like the largest data set you can imagine, combined with like the ability to do search engine qualities. It doesn't think, but in the code there is the ability to predict tokens, and if you think of each word as a token, is basically how it works. It's just a large repository knowledge that has the ability to search inside itself. Why do I love Anthony Gordon so much? I think Anthony Gordon is starting on the left wing in the World Cup, Chris. I think that's happening. All right, we are drafting out of the 4 slot. We did Jamar Chase last time. We've got Puka Nakua here, 56 minutes and 10 seconds into the stream. I kind of like that, a calculator for the internet. Best sources to learn how to get better with Claude. Honestly, I'm not even joking about this. But Dave and I do we do the Friday Swollies Only show. Dave is a much better person to ask about how to get better with Claude. Dave gave me the best advice on how to start working around and playing with it and getting it to build things. There's a lot of good stuff on Twitter as well. I mean, I certainly would not consider myself an expert. You know, the thing that I built in Claude that I am the proudest of is the slap model. And, you know, I don't know if I would say the slap model is the greatest prospect model of all time, but I'm very proud of it. And I think that it holds up. Like, I think you could take this slap model and compare it to some of the really, really good prospect models, and you would find very similar results. Claude is similar to Copilot, but way better, in my opinion. Much, much, much better. DK MLB has been the first thing I've dove into Claude with. It's taken about a full month of slates to get a couple programs that I now like using. Yes. I mean, Michael is hitting on the correct way to use it, which is you want to, what's the right way to say this? You want to give whatever LLM you're using the most amount of data possible. You don't want it just kind of randomly searching the internet. I would say that's very much what you don't want to be doing. All right, so we're starting with Puka here. I tell you what, one thing I need to do is I need to start taking a little bit more of Amari and Hampton, because what I don't want is I don't want to have 25% of Keaton Mitchell and then have Amari and Hampton be the guy you need in 2026. So I need to start making a concerted effort. And you know what? I will do a Puka Henry start. That's man, I wonder how many of those do I have. Puka and Henry combined, I have in only 5 of 368 drafts. Is Neil Kennedy in the World Cup player pool? Is that the guy on YouTube who's like, my life's dream is to be the starting center forward for the U.S. men's national team, and it's like him like training? That's the guy, right? I can't remember. There we go. Don't worry, brother. I have enough Hampton for the both of us. Someone's got to do it, Mason. Ooh, a little behind. Here you go, Mac Nova. Best place to start is just to mess with it yourself. And Matt Pocock, AI Hero. All right. I mean, Pickens, right? ADP Dipperino here. And I bet I have Yeah, there you go. That's a totally unique combo across 368 drafts. Puka, Derrick Henry, and George Pickens. Construction wise, interesting. Pretty break even between 5 running backs and 6 running backs. All right. So Puka, Derrick Henry, and George Pickens. Still can't wrap my head around. Yeah, that is crazy that they would be banned. I don't even know why they would be banned, Brady. You definitely should. I mean, you should definitely go enter some slows. I think I've got 80 left myself. The 220-pound 4.4 real life first round running back with McDaniel seems like a good click. You know what? I haven't even checked this. Let's go over to the Flock site. I have not even looked at Hampton's predict page. I bet the cohort is pretty freaking good. So age 22 running backs. You've got Genty obviously in his, TJ Yeldon at 22 years old. Kind of interesting. Bucky Irving, Antonio Gibson, Trent Richardson, Gurley, who went from 12 points to 25 points per game. Devin Singletary, no Sean Moreno. I mean, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, and then obviously he missed a bunch of time, so the points per game stuff is not quite there. I've talked to about 5 different customer support from Underdog, and they said they're looking into it. I mean, I can ask for you, Brady. I would be surprised if there is best ball for Champions League or Premier League, but never say never. I mean, I would say if they fill the World Cup best ball, then yeah, why not? Hampton has some competition, which is something to worry about. But again, so did Gibbs. Well, Keaton Mitchell, pretty good player. Wow, Birderino, little bit of Dipperino on the bird in there. Well, not really. Dipperino for me. I agree. His rookie season is pretty skewed, but I do wonder if it might be skewed in a way that is actually helpful for him, because I did not think he was going to be this giant pass catcher. And he was. I mean, he had a 6.56 reception game. I mean, this game, the game that his only 100-yard game, it came with like a big long touchdown run. He had the I think it was like a 70-yard touchdown run. I mean, I obviously like Hampton is a good player and it's a good situation. Oh, give me Jalen Waddle here, dude. Give me Jalen Waddle here all day long. I'm gonna get this guy's gonna freaking auto draft him. No, bang. All right. A little bit of a hero running back team here. Oh, you know what? I need to go and label that team with Neil before I forget. I'm trying to do a much better job of labeling all my teams this year, so that when we get teams in the finals, well, we want to know who we're splitting it with. All right, so this team was a we'll call it commies with Neil. Bang bang. You know what? Yes. You know what, my guy? I will message the Run the Sims boys right now, and I will say, let's do a golf video. I will ask them for you right now. Honestly, I really don't disagree with you guys. I do totally see a 20 points per game season out there for Amari and Hampton. I agree. Hampton could be pretty live for a JTS season. I guess one of the issues for me is that I was a little bit lighter on him as a prospect, just a hair, like not a ton, but a little bit lighter on him as a prospect. GM. Well, Mr. Nova, do I want to be drafting with you? Do I want to be drafting with second place in the DraftKings Millionaire from last year? I don't know. All right, so we have got Puka, Henry, Pickens, Bird, and Waddle. So I'm going to be running it pretty thin at running back here. Looks like the construction tool. Interesting to not ever, it really doesn't ever want you to get to 7, which I think is kind of interesting. There are a lot of mouths to feed in Los Angeles, and a great point here from Keep the Chief. Can Amari and Hampton have 20 points per game along with Keaton's 20 points per game? I think it's going to be tough. Man, I don't have an obvious stack here. All right, we're gonna reach a smidge on Ramondre because I don't really care about the difference between the quarterbacks here. Oh, we did have a stack. I didn't see it. Gosh darn it. I should have taken Caleb there. All right, well, played bad. I definitely will, Brady. I will ask for you. It's true. We could do the beat writer thing and pretend that there are 900 plays in a given game. So it's a very funny thing. You guys, I mean, I'm sure we've talked about this a lot on Ship Chasing, but have you guys ever noticed how whenever beat writers are asked to give projections, they always act as if every NFL team plays about 900 plays per game? Yes, I moved sadly. I moved Gadsden down to the 160s. I didn't move QJ down much, but that's because I've already moved QJ down a lot relative to consensus in my rankings. Wow, Caleb got to me. I just need my boy Soups to not take him here. Give me Caleb Williams here. I don't know. So what do you guys imagine the frick, man? Oh, that is frustrating. All right, well, we'll do Dak. What do you guys imagine the most played personnel grouping for the Chargers is going to be? Because I think that's sort of interesting. Do the Chargers stick with what they were doing last year with Trey Harris as the wide receiver in 12-13 personnel? I don't know. I would maybe have a hard time because I think they want to get Ladd out there. So here are the updated Mike Clay. 122 targets for Ladd, 90 for QJ, 58 for Trey Harris, 16 each for Brennan Thompson and KLS, 64 for Gadsden, 42 for Njoku, 11 for Charlie Kolar. And this is obviously, that is with Keenan Allen not signing on the team as well. All right, my boy Jack says every Charger is going to be top 10 in their position, and everyone in hindsight will say it's so obvious that the only way to win was to draft as many Chargers as possible. You could tell my boy Harbs is a good friend and a long-standing member of the channel because he knows that Mr. Clay is criminally low on the Chargers wide receiver 1, Keandre Lambert-Smith. That was my first instinct as well. I thought that was quite low for Gadsden. I have not done a projection exercise yet. I would like to do them. That's potentially something that we might work on over at flockfantasy.com is a projection engine, the ability for you to generate projections. It's something I've been tinkering with, bringing to the dev team. All right, my guy Sus. What's the difference between Isaiah Likely and Aronde Gadsden, besides Gadsden having a better rookie year than any Likely season ever and having Mike McDaniel call plays instead of Matt Nagy? People are asking that more and more, Sus. Although I would say, in terms of play calling blocking, like Theo Johnson is probably less likely to run a route on a given play than David Njoku. Like if you were just to say on a given play, is Theo Johnson more likely to run a route or David Njoku more likely to run a route? Njoku probably is more likely. And people are also doing the pattern matching thing for Likely where Harbaugh brought him over. And the target competition is probably a little bit more there. I'm not a big likely guy though. Yeah, I mean, well, let's just take Bo Nicholas here because I don't really care about the difference between any of these running backs. So that's got to be a combo. I mean, how many of that combo? What do we think? How many Bo Nix, Jalen Waddle teams do I have? Bo Nix, Jalen Waddle. I've got 13 of those. True 3-year deal versus 1-year deal. How many pre-draft Gadsden and Njoku Herbert teams do you have? I mean, I'd be surprised if I have any, but I can check over on the portfolio tool. I mean, I could take Dobbins here. Not that you want to stack Bo Nix with a running back, but I don't hate it. Likely does have a path. I don't know how likely it is, but it's definitely there. Looking at that wide receiver room, I think I just bumped Ladd up. Yeah, I mean the target competition if Keenan is not on the field is pretty slight. Man, do I want to take Dobbins on this team? I think I do. I mean, we're definitely in anchor Henry territory. So we've got Dak and Lamb, we've got Nix and Dobbins, and then we've got Puka, but we do not have Stafford. All right, what am I'm trying to look at stack exposure for David Njoku, Justin Herbert. I've only got one. It was well, not my best. Not my best. But that's okay. So I guess the answer is not many. Do I think the puppy closes before the schedule releases? Honestly, brother, I have not looked, but the schedule releases in 4 days. I just fired all my last puppy slows. No, you probably have time. It's 52% full. I have already maxed that contest, so I'm done there. Field General is what? Field General's 29% full. I think you've got some time. I think the Field General is helping you out on the fill rate. That's fair, non-derogatory. I like the 9th in yards per route run and 2nd in ADOT metrics for pouring one out for my Trey Harris bags. I'm with you. I did not move Gadsden down as far as I think the public perception is going to be. I think Gadsden might trend towards potentially being undrafted. I think you will see individual drafts where Gadsden does not get drafted. Tyler Conklin, a good passing tight end, didn't see the field much. I mean, David Njoku's definitely better than Conklin. Conklin was injured too, right? Because Disley played a ton last year. Rumor is it's delayed until next week for the schedule. Well, if it's not until next week, yes, the puppy will fill. So if the schedule does not come out until the 17th or whatever, yeah, the puppy will fill. Okay. So just thinking about structurally what I need to do here. Well, you know what? Jake Ferguson actually makes a good bit of sense on this team. I probably should take one. Well, no, I'm going to take Concepcion here. Oh, Stafford is still here. It's a pretty big dipperino on Stafford. Stafford at pick 117. 3 quarterback. You know what? Do I want to take Matt Stafford? Or do I'm going to. I am going to take Matt Stafford. That maybe is not. It's a 3 quarterback meta. Yeah, I thought it was Thursday. I thought the schedule was. My guess is that Gadsden will trend down there. Let's go see where the consensus has him. So let's go see where Leone has him ranked. Leone has Gadsden. Oh, only down at 145. So I guess I'm wrong. Down at 145. If ETR, which tends to be more conservative with younger players, has him there, then yeah, he won't actually get that inexpensive. Okay, well, I would have liked to have taken Concepcion. I will take Jake Ferguson. So I've got a Dak double. All right, so the team as it stands, Dak Prescott, Bo Nix, Matt Stafford, Derrick Henry, Ramondre Stevenson, J.K. Dobbins, Puka Nakua, George Pickens, Luther Burden, Jalen Waddle, Jake Ferguson. So looking at advance rate stuff, 5 running backs, highest finals rate with 4 running backs. Do you guys remember back in the day after Herzig won Best Ball Mania? Do you guys remember everyone, and I'm meaning everyone, drafting the 4 running back teams? I mean, I'm saying everyone and their mom was drafting 4 running back teams. It's so funny how, the thing that worked the year before is the thing that works again the next year. And of course, everyone's doing it now, where everyone's doing these really heavy running back teams. Something I'd like to do is like maybe like every stream that we do a 0 running back build, like at least one. I think the 4 running back builds are nice. Part of that is trying to make up the volume at wide receiver, because if you, like, for example, this drafter right here who did Jefferson, Walker, ETN, Hendo, and then he's got Adunze. I mean, Alec Pierce is his wide receiver 4. Like, this guy, I would take 8 wide receivers on that team, I think. I was pretty heavy Trey Harris in the pre-draft, still hoping he's going to have the role McDaniel signed Nick Westbrook-Akeen for in Miami and succeed. Trey Harris as super duper Nick Westbrook-Akeen. I can kind of see it. I like to get Katron or Emmett as my 5th. Katron I'm having a hard time with, because I think Katron is just a worse version of Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Like, my opinion of Katron Allen is just not really that high. Like, I feel as if, what does Katron Allen do better than JCM? I'm not certain he does that much. Trey Harris is cooked by my boy QJ. Well, that I don't know. I have a hard time with old Quentin Johnston. I mean, wide receiver or tight end here. This actually is not a great Keaton Mitchell team. I kind of need a more sturdy producer. I mean, let's just take Jalen McMillan. Not much of an ADP value there, but these running backs are kind of all the same. I like Sadiq here. I do like Goddard here. I mean, Ferguson and Goddard is such a quintessential tight end room. I mean, Trey Harris certainly can beat out QJ. I certainly wouldn't say it's the most likely scenario. QJ's been a good player for the Chargers. Do I think that Neighbors should be going around Jefferson? I do not. I am worried about the reports on Malik Neighbors' knee. The Neighbors' knee stuff seems a bit sketchy. Let's do Chigakonkwo as our tight end 2 here. Like, Neighbors got a later procedure on his knee. He still is not fully practicing or running or anything. So I don't love that. No one on the team seems to be overly bullish on Malik Neighbors returning. I certainly do not think that Justin Jefferson is going too high. I am team Justin Jefferson. I've got Justin Jefferson firmly as a first rounder. I wonder, where do I have Justin Jefferson portfolio wise? I'd like to say that I'm above market on Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, 17.9% exposure with an average pick of 9.9. Yeah, that feels about right to me. The flock construction tool seems interesting for advance rates. Yeah, I mean, all that this is displaying is the historical data, Michael. So where I am, it's actually a a project that I told Mason that I was going to try and work on, which is I'm going to try and generate a simulated field of Best Ball Mania. And then once I'm able to build that, pass that off to the devs who are much more, capable at math and programming than I am. But I like it just for some of these like edge decisions. Like, I don't know, should I take 6 wide receivers or 7 wide receivers? Something that is sort of interesting though is the finals rate with 8 wide receivers here is much higher. Okay. Neighbors does not have me more in on Malachi Fields because I just don't think Malachi Fields is really all that good. But been wrong about many of those things before. People do forget the last great McDaniel season, Raheem Mostert and Devin Achane. I mean, what, didn't they both finish as top 5 running backs? I'd have to go. I'm going to double check that. Stribling went, who was a good fit for this team. Let's do, I kind of just need a live guy here. So let's just take a good handcuff guy in Brian Robinson Jr. I saw an interesting tweet from Grant Cohn, the San Francisco 49ers beat writer, that said Kalen Black is going to get 100 rushes this year, which I think if you told me they both got 100 rushes, I think I'm just all in. Like I would draft a lot of Kalen Black. Justin Jefferson amnesia is real. Best receiver in the league, shrouded by the worst quarterback in the league. Unstoppable force meets immovable object. I mean, yeah, the dude played 4 games with Max freaking Brosmer, brother. Kyler Murray is gonna feel like an oasis in the desert. It's gonna feel incredible for him. All right, I gotta go back and go look at wait, hold on. First thing I need to do I take Jester Gooner on this team? No, this is a T-Ferg team for the stack. That was way early, but I was about to run out of clock. So I just took Terrence Ferguson around 15, which also it doesn't matter. So Achane in 2023 finishes the running back 5, 17.3 points per game. That was per game. He finishes the running back 24 overall. But that was the year. I mean, goodness gracious, in 2023, 51 points, 27 points, 21 points. He got injured, 25 points, 12 points, 9 points, 4 points, 23 and 13, 20.2 points per game. Raheem Mostert that season finished as the running back 4 and finished as the running back 5 overall with 13, 25, 45, 15, 34. My goodness, man. What a freaking season that was. What an insane season that was. Oh, Jay. Stabbing me in the heart. A Blackshear team. What if? My guy, Not So Narrowcast, is out on Justin Jefferson. Keep taking him in the first. I'll take St. Brown, Lamb if I want a wide receiver. The Murray risk is real. Do you really think that? I am so curious about these people who hate Kyler Murray. I find it so fascinating. Like, the guy has basically played like 3 bad games and everyone has just decided he's the worst quarterback in the NFL. Like, if we go back, let's stretch it all the way to 2020 and let's go minimum 1,000 plays. I bet Kyler Murray is a top 15 quarterback in EPA per play. Top 20. So better than Baker, better than Bo Nix, better than CJ Stroud, better than Lawrence, better than Sam Darnold, better than Daniel Jones, better than Jacoby Brissett, better than, way better than all these guys in adjusted EPA per play. What about success rate for Kyler? Still pretty good, 48.3%. Same success rate as Justin Herbert. What if let's do it to minimum 350 plays? That'll be interesting. So let's do adjusted EPA per play. So Kyler, if you do that, is 26th, which would make him, I mean, it's just incredible how bad the quarterback position has been. Okay, we need another wide receiver. You know what? This is a team. Actually, running back. The advance rates for 5 are way better. I gotta make a pick. Let's take my guy Zachariah Branch. I need another running back. I'm actually just gonna take Kalen Black, who I was just talking about. Yes, Kyler is a good fantasy quarterback, but outside Diop, he hasn't really supported a real fantasy wide receiver. I mean, he's also played with a bunch of bums, though. Like, are you riding for Marvin Harrison Jr.? I personally am not riding for Marvin Harrison Jr. Well, I mean, Daniel Jones was pretty much better than, well, EPA. I mean, Daniel Jones got better results than Mahomes last year. I am Zavion Thomas pilled. We talked about that with Neil at the beginning of the show. I like Zavion Thomas. More of a DraftKings pick though, I think. Scroll down and there's a running back named Do Not Draft. I have no idea. Do not draft. Never seen that before. Must be a bug in their player IDs. That's very funny. I wouldn't recommend drafting him. They paid Kyler Murray $100 million to go away. This ain't 2021. I mean, what do you think that proves? Do you think the Arizona Cardinals are a smart organization? You want to stand on business? When is the last time you think the Arizona Cardinals have got a decision correct, Mr. Not So Narrowcast? I'd love a big picture decision that you think the Arizona Cardinals got right. Their first round picks have been zeros, right? Their head coaching situation, they basically have made the worst head coaching decisions. Can you guys think of a really good decision the Arizona Cardinals front office and ownership has made? I'm having trouble. I guess here's one. After drafting one of the biggest busts in fantasy football history, they did move on from Josh Rosen very quickly. So that's hard to do. A lot of teams would not do that. So that was a good decision. I also think you guys are being a little bit harsh on Kyler Murray, just because Trey McBride scored touchdowns with a terrible quarterback. They did walk away from David Johnson instead of giving him a mega deal. Hey, Kyler was don't be that way. No Kyler negativity here. This is a pro Kyler Murray program. But if you think Kyler is fine where he goes, then there is no risk with Justin Jefferson. He's the best receiver in the NFL. There is no risk. All right, final pick here. Need another wide receiver, I think. I would have taken Flournoy on this team. All right, this is for my guy Sus. Bang. First time I've done it. Zavion Thomas. I gotta post this in the Sloppy Central Discord. This is what we're here for. Taking Zavion Thomas is a really good bit. I unironically think he's probably a pretty good click on DraftKings. Probably in Best Ball Mania, not the smartest thing I've ever done. I wish the Browns could have paid Watson $100 million to go away. I mean, the issue is that they would have to pay him like $200 million to go away. I was about to search. Oh, I wanted to look up Kyler Murray. So, all right, 2019, Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. 2019, you've got Larry Fitzgerald, 75 for 804, Christian Kirk for 68 and 709. In 2020, Kyler plays 16 games. DeAndre Hopkins goes 115, 1,406. In 2021, I think this was the year he was suspended. Yeah, so he only plays in 10 games. AJ Green and he was super cooked. Christian Kirk goes for 77, 982, and 5. In 10 games, DeAndre Hopkins averages 4.2 catches per game for 57 yards, scores 8 touchdowns in 10 games that year. In 2022, Hollywood Brown goes 67, 709, and 3 in 12 games. DeAndre Hopkins goes 64, 717 in 9 games. In 2023, this would have been the Hollywood year, right? So Hollywood plays 14 games. He sucked. And then McBride and Ertz was still there too. McBride goes 81, 825, and 3. 2024. So this was the year that the touchdown shit happened for McBride. And Trey McBride had 111 catches, but only 2 touchdowns. Marvin Harrison Jr. scored 8 touchdowns. Now this is true. It's definitely true that the middle of the field stuff. I do not mean. I'm not trying to sugarcoat things. Like I'm not trying to sugarcoat. Like I don't think Kyler Murray is going to be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Although he might get some really cheap. What am I trying to say? Like he's probably going to get some scam EPA stuff because that's just what KOC does. You know what? I would like to pull up one thing. I'd like to pull up an NFL next gen passing chart for Kyler Murray and show you guys he just is not as bad as you guys think he is. I know everyone hates him. I get it. Everyone hates Kyler Murray. But I think you would be surprised at some of the outside the numbers stuff that he can do. I really do. Like 20-yard down the field outside the hat. I don't even know what game this is. This is a 2024 game. I literally don't even know what game this is. Week 8 in 20. Like these outside the hashes throws are harder than the middle of the field stuff anyway. I think we are. I know. I do think the video game stuff and the height stuff and like it does obfuscate the player that Kyler is. He really is a lot better than like whatever Dan Orlovsky and those guys have told you he is. I promise you guys he is. I mean, I think that Kyler, for fantasy, Kyler is worse than Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is kind of like an all-time help your guys get the bag player. He really, I mean, he's very good at that. All right, let's go do another one. Little bit of Best Ball Mania action. This is my 20th one. I gotta say, I just don't think this is true. I really don't think there's any risk at all for Justin Jefferson. Do you guys think Justin Jefferson is a risky first round pick? If you're watching this on replay, comment down below. I'd really like to know. So I want to run a Pro Football Reference search here in 1 second on receiving yards per game. Oh, I mean, I certainly, so I guess maybe I am a hypocrite because I'm a big, I was definitely coping for Justin Jefferson. See, I feel like the Lamb risk is greater because Lamb was out targeted targets per route run by George Pickens. I mean, we watched it happen. All right, I want to play combined seasons or careers matching criteria. Descending, I want to do descending receiving yards per game. And I just want to sort for wide receiver. And I want to show you guys how good Justin Jefferson is. Yeah, to me, Lamb seemed, and I mean, I take Lamb. Like, I don't think. Okay, so here you go. This is all-time NFL combined seasons from 2000 until 2025. This is career receiving yards per game. Puka 95, Jefferson 90, Jamar Chase 87, Calvin Johnson 86, Antonio Brown 84, Julio Jones 82, Terrell Owens 80, Marvin Harrison 80, Torrey Holt 80, Michael Thomas 97. Like, do you guys understanding that Justin Jefferson, even after how bad Justin Jefferson was for fantasy last season, in terms of yards per game, he's still the second best in NFL history. He's 10 yards better than Terrell Owens after that season he had last year. He's 10 yards better than Marvin Harrison Jr. after the season he had last year. He's 4 yards better than Calvin Johnson. 6 yards better than Antonio Brown. Devontae Adams is 71 yards per game for his career. Justin Jefferson is 19 yards better per game in his career. I just don't really think it's that risky. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, certainly you don't want JJ McCarthy playing. I mean, that much we do know. Oh, you're saying that if you're out on Jefferson now, you're a hypocrite because coping from last year was tough. Can I filter that for wide receivers in the last 7 seasons? Yes, I can. What would that be? So back to 2018. So the last 7 seasons, you've got Puka, Jefferson, and Chase, 95, 90, 87, Tyreek, 84, Adams, 82, Michael Thomas, 80, CeeDee Lamb, 78, Neighbor, 77, Antonio Brown, 76, AJ Brown, 76, St. Brown, 75, Diggs, 74, by the way. So not nothing. All right. So draft number 3 begins 1 hour, 37 minutes into the stream. We are drafting out of the 6th slot here. So we are not going to get a pick that we are super in love with. Oh, Christian McCaffrey went at the 1.4, which means we get Jackson Smith and Jigba at the 6. So that's nice. I mean, I of course completely get why there is some hesitance. I'm not stupid. Like I watched Kyler Murray play last year. It wasn't that fun of an experience to watch. You would say, like, I mean, his final snap ever as an Arizona Cardinal, that the ball bounced off his helmet. My guy Cole, GM. Hope you're having a great day, brother. I assumed St. Brown would be much closer, like his ADP is, but he was not. Well, the crazy thing about St. Brown, and this has always just been a funny thing about how fantasy football works, is there's always kind of been this assumption that St. Brown is like, I mean, what would you even say? That he's been like a PPR merchant in his career. But the really interesting thing about St. Brown is actually in terms of targets per touchdown or touchdowns per target, whichever way you'd want to dice it. He's actually been unbelievable. So in his career, he has generated 0.6 touchdowns per game, 0.7, 0.6. So 11, 12, 10 touchdowns. Like, he's been a huge touchdown producer, which is, it's just kind of funny because we think of St. Brown as like a touchdown mercher. Oh, he did come back that game. Okay. GM Connor. I've got official gins from all my guys ready to send you. The only thing left that I have to do is we got to determine exactly what games we are playing, Connor. But I have an email that I'll be sending you very shortly. I'm going to take Chase Brown here just so that I don't get myself into one of these other, basically I'm just not trying to do that many 0 running back teams. It's also true. I mean, psychologically, don't you feel that things have to feel so much better for Kyler in a new situation. And, if you're the type of person who believes in these things, and I assume some of you might be swayed by this, don't you think it is possible that Kyler is like, dude, I just want to get a big fat payday, a big fat check. So let me play crazy good right this year, get one big check. I'll go get, I don't know. I'll get the Seahawks or I'll get the Dolphins or I'll get the Jets to give me $200 million. And then I'll go back to playing Call of Duty. I mean, if you want to make the Call of Duty jokes, guy can get right back to his Call of Duty with a big fat paycheck. If the Vikings win 11 games this year, could happen, right? I mean, not even could. If Kyler plays well and the Vikings make the playoffs this year, he's getting a big fat check from someone. I mean, I don't know who he's getting a big fat check from, but it's definitely happening. That's just the way of the world. There are not a good. I mean, Malik Willis just got $67 million based off like 1.5 games. All right, JSN, Chase Brown. I mean, this is just a easy pocket pick, Brees Hall or ETN or Kyron pick. I mean, I do this like every time. And I guess I should take more Devonta, but man, the 2v2s there to me almost always seem to favor taking the running back early. Because if you look at the 2v2s, it's like, okay, I can take Devonta Smith and Bucky, or I can take ETN and Igbuka, ETN and Ladd, ETN and Burden, ETN and JMO. I think the 2v2s and that 3-4 turn almost always favor taking the running back first. I hate the locked in narrative for Kyler. Kyler's been super locked in ever since his first ACL tear. Well, you're very much preaching to the choir on that one, Mr. Moose. 100% preaching to the choir there. JJ will buy him the next COD. Sure could. Is there a new Call of Duty coming out? Isn't there a new GTA 6 is supposed to come out this year? You can tell I'm entering into dad mode because I don't even know what video games are coming out. I do know that there are 3 great movies coming out. I've not seen a movie since my son was born. But man, I got to see The Odyssey and I got to see Dune 3 in theaters. Gonna have to get a babysitter for that one. I'd rather have JJ than JSN. JSN's production was so efficiency based last year that it was highly dependent on the scheme and the play calling, making his production more fragile. I believe, man, I'm gonna get this guy's name wrong, but one of the So You Think You Can Tout boys, his truth serum was JSN is not a first round wide receiver because it was all efficiency based last year. And I was like, that's a good one. All right, Bucky goes. So there you go. I mean, man, I am nailing this stuff. Although I need to stop taking Luther Burden because at this rate, I'm like on pace to have 30% of him. So I probably need to diversify a little bit here. So we're going to take Igbuka, or I'm going to take Mike Evans this time. Little bit of diversity sake there. Is the Superflex contest going to be in the portfolio of the man who drafted the most teams this season? Daniel, I'm running a little bit behind on it right now, but the answer is yes. I probably am not going to be able to max it, but you will see me in the Superflex streets a little bit over the next couple weeks. My guess, Matt, is that they do not get into any of the Children of Dune, God Emperor of Dune, Heretics, Chapter House. My guess is that we don't get into any of that stuff in this movie. Although maybe knowing that, because I believe what Denis Villeneuve said was that this is it. They're not making any more Dune movies after this. So maybe they'll do like an epilogue or something where we see some of the things from books 3, 4, 5, 6. How much overall volume am I expecting? I'm drafting 3,000 teams, Cole. That's my benchmark. I come hell or high water, I'm going to get to 3,000 best ball teams this year. I definitely there probably will be some pulling from Children of Dune and God Emperor of Dune, I would think. You don't think I can get 3,000 teams, Eric? Are you doubting me, brother? Don't doubt the king. I'll put my nose to the grindstone. Wow, round 5, Colston Loveland. Where's my guy Nick? Where's my guy Nick P? He's gonna be drooling on that one. I'm certainly not gonna be maxing the big dog. I'll be doing a couple big dogs. I would imagine I will probably do a big dog with Mason. I imagine I will probably do a big dog with my boy Dave from ETR. We did a big dog together last year. Obviously, part of that will be based off of how negotiations go with Underdog when I go to re-up my contract with them this year. All right. JSN, Chase Brown, ETN, Evans, Loveland. So I've got Caleb live. I've got Purdy live. I've got Darnold live at quarterback. I don't know if I loved the 3 quarterback build last time. What injured players should we be most concerned about? I mean, given cost, I think the answer to that question has to be Malik Neighbors. And I think Malik Neighbors, I think Cam Scattaboo, and I think Quinshawn Judkins. It feels like the market at this point has basically forgotten that Scattaboo and Judkins broke their legs. Like, you guys remember the last time we saw those guys? Their legs were like facing the wrong way. It was not a good situation the last time we saw those guys. So, like, would it be surprising if Quinshawn Judkins shows up to training camp and is like, "Oh, I'm not ready, bro"? I don't know if it would be that surprising. Oh, Tyreek. I mean, Tyreek is obviously very cheap, so I don't know if I don't know if you'd consider him to be the most important. Obviously, Tyreek would be one that I would end up drafting a ton. If Tyreek. Here's a good one. Here's a good thought experiment for you guys. It's Monday, May 11th. Tomorrow, Tuesday, May 12th, Tyreek signs with the Kansas City Chiefs and he says, "I'm fully healthy. I'm good to go. I'm playing week 1. I'm already running." He puts out a YouTube video where he runs a 4.4 or whatever. What is his ADP? Bang. Caleb Williams. Money in the bank. Caleb Williams, Chase Brown, Travis Etienne Jr., Jackson Smith and Jigba, Mike Evans, Colston Loveland. That is a nice team. Like, I think under that specific scenario, I think Tyreek could get to like the 80s, but you could argue that could even be light. Yeah, I'd say it's an AI video. Well, you'd probably be right. Man, this team is shaping up nice. No real difference in advance rate between 2 and 3 quarterbacks. Wow, I put myself in a nice part of the game tree in here in terms of draft capital spent and advance rate, which is nice. JSN, Chase Brown, ETN, Mike Evans. Okay, so this is setting up to be a Purdy one, potentially. And I'm running back. This is just good vibe stuff, but I'm running back the game stack you had to have last year because I've got the San Francisco 49ers and I've got the Chicago Bears. By the way, hot take here. I decided to try when I went to the grocery store yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get Coca-Cola Zero instead of Diet Coke. I'm going to try it out. People say Coke Zero is better. I still think Diet Coke is better. Coke Zero, obviously still good. Still like it. But if you made me say one way or the other, I'm definitely saying Diet Coke is still superior to Coke Zero. Hot take. Caleb Loveland and Caleb Burden exposures. Well, let's go over to the old portfolio tool and go. Actually, I don't even have to go to the portfolio tool. I can check it in the app. Oh man. I mean, construction wise, wide receiver here makes way more sense. All right, we're going to take Jordan Addison as our wide receiver 3. So combos. All right, so Loveland I have 10% of. And then Caleb Williams and Loveland. So 4% of my teams are Loveland, Caleb Williams teams. And then Caleb Williams and Burden I have on 8.4% of my teams. So that's pretty heavy combo exposures. In my mind, Darnell Mooney has played for the Giants for 10 years. Ricardo, you are such a knower of ball. You really are, because Darnell Mooney is the most Giants player of all time. I assume that he, like, Darnell Mooney is kind of just he's like slot Darius Slayton. I am below market on George Kittle. I've been seeing his average draft position rise, and I don't particularly understand it. Now, I know why he makes a ton of sense, and I'll tell you why I'm getting more sympathetic towards George Kittle, which is, if you think about the kind of ideal tight end too, if you have Trey McBride, if you have Bowers, if you have Loveland or whatever, well, it's a guy who's potentially going to get a lot of zeros, but whenever George Kittle scores, yeah, exactly. My guy Dante, I like pairing Bowers with Kittle. That actually makes like a load of sense to me, where I'm like, okay, well, he might be a total zero, but if and when he's counting for you, he's like really counting for you. Well, I was about to take RJ Harvey, but I'm going to take Brock Purdy. This is the range where I think Harvey starts to be a pretty good click. In the 90s, I'm in on RJ Harvey. I think he becomes a solid click there. This is so true. If I drank like a full sugar Coke now, I would be like, this is bad. I'd be like, this even in periods of time where I'm not like locked in on my diet or whatever, and I'm eating sugar and stuff like that, or eating, seed oils and things, I would still opt for a Diet Coke over a full sugar Coke, just because that's what I think tastes better now. I mean, Mooney could be their wide receiver 1 for a month. It could be Likely, could be Malachi Fields. I mean, could be Isaiah Hodgins season. I mean, it's hard to say. I just completely made that up. I don't think Isaiah Hodgins. Is Isaiah Hodgins on an NFL roster? That's a good remember that guy. Isaiah Hodgins. Isaiah Hodgins is on the New York Giants. Great pull, Davis. Great pull. Isaiah Hodgins somehow found his way back. I mean, don't get me wrong. Guys like Fields can definitely, I'll give you a little bit of bullishness on Malachi Fields. Guys like Fields can hit in year 1, because the thing that is so good about Fields is his size. I mean, the dude is giant. He could definitely, like, he could score like 7 touchdowns, Malachi Fields. I don't think he will, but he is more the archetype of a guy who could just like run into a good rookie season like right away. And then fade away, right? Malachi Fields like scores like 6 touchdowns as a rookie and helps our best ball team, but like goes to 0 pretty quickly after that. And in fact, I would say I would maybe even argue that's like the more likely scenario. Now, I could take Ricky for the stack. Yeah, let's do that. I was maybe going to take Stribling later, but I don't want to get too Stribling pilled out here. Who is going to win the PGA Championship, and why is it Min-Woo Lee? Well, I have a very juicy outright on my guy Min-Woo Lee, so I would be happy for it. But official prediction here on the Davis Maddock Best Ball channel: Chris Gotterup wins the 2026 PGA Championship, being contested at I believe it is pronounced Aronimink. Is it Aronimink? I believe they're playing in Pennsylvania. And Chris Gotterup will be winning this week. Official. Ooh, Waldman is a Fields guy. That's interesting to know. Not that, I mean, Waldman certainly has his time and his place and all that stuff. I mean, I would not use his rankings to draft in fantasy football or anything, but I do like to know when the film guys have like a real outlier take on someone like that, particularly when that outlier guy like has the ability to get on the field. Like, I mean, I would assume Malachi Fields is the week 1 boundary wide receiver for the New York Giants. Like, isn't he their sacrificial X right away? I have never been an Isaiah Hodgins bro. So I guess, and I don't think I was an Isaiah McKenzie bro either. That was for the 2021 Bills. Oh man. Dang. I was going to say, oh. Well, folks, here it is. Here's your Kittle team. I've got like no Kittle, but there you go. We will do a George Kittle. So we are super stacking the 49ers on this one. I mean, I got to have so little George Kittle. Oh, where'd my overlay go? I closed it out. What's up, brother?
How are you doing?
Living the dream, man. What jersey do we have today? Is that a Joe Flacco?
We got a Garrett Wilson going.
Garrett Wilson. All right, there we go.
Can only do the green Jets jerseys whenever I'm not doing the green screen. So.
Oh, that's a good point. So you have a green screen that you pull out like when you go live?
Yeah, it's on the ground. Honestly, it's incredible. My fiance got it for me like 3 or 4 years ago. And at the time I was like, oh, great gift. I don't know if I'm going to use it ever. I should have been doing it a long time ago. But it's like just sits on the ground and I can just grab the handle, pull it up, and then it will stay. Like you have to like make sure it's in the right position. So it's right behind me, but it's just not pulled up.
I have one. I've had one for 10 years. I never use it. I didn't know it was optimal.
Oh, well, I'm testing it out. People in the stream say they like it. What's your take on Aaron Jones? What's your take on the Minnesota Vikings backfield in general?
My take is that they have to be hoping that our Jordan Mason plays better than he did last year, or that they get something out of Damon Claiborne.
Yeah.
Because I can't believe the plan is really to run back Aaron Jones, who got injured like 9 times last year. Like, Aaron Jones was injury prone when he was 24, and now he's 31 and his hamstrings are 40. I would assume, I mean, honestly, probably Jordan Mason is the like starter. Like, Aaron Jones will get the first carry of the year or whatever.
Yeah.
But Mason will probably lead the field in touches.
Well, I've been taking a lot of them, but I think both of them are probably really bad running backs. Like Jordan Mason is going to year 5 of his NFL career. He's 27 years old. He's had 3 games with 20 or more points.
Yeah, and he the most damning thing about him was that the year that he played so good for San Francisco, he never caught the ball at all.
Yeah.
And then when he got injured and missed a week, and then Isaac Urendo came in, he immediately had a 5 reception game. So it's like, dude, if Isaac Urendo is a better pass catcher than you, I really don't know. what's going on here.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that Damon Claiborne gets on the field because I was drafting him a lot in the pre-draft stuff. Fastest guy in NCAA 26, Damon Claiborne. That's the extent of my scouting on him.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him.
I don't think, I mean, honestly, like the FSE stuff and the slap model, not huge fans of him because he didn't catch very many passes, but I think he's probably pretty good. And if there's going to be a random day 3 guy that hits, I mean, there's always a random day 3 guy that hits. Let's see here. I hate taking Sam Darnold, but I guess this is when you take him, when you have.
Would you take a third
JSN?
quarterback here?
Yeah, I pretty much always do. I like it, particularly before the schedule is out with the bye weeks, because the research is basically, even if you end up with a 0 at tight end 1 week because they both have the same bye, you give up like 6 points.
Yeah.
If you like 2 quarterback teams on average end up giving like 20 points up to the field via combination of bye week and injuries and stuff. So I kind of always defer to that.
How often is 20 points a cutoff between advancing and not advancing?
Like way more than you would think, actually.
Okay.
My buddy Easy ran an analysis on this 2 years ago, and Sacrilegious and the Leg Up guys have done it as well. Like 20 points can be like that could end up being the difference between getting 17 teams through or like 14. Like it could cost you like 3 teams in multiple spots.
Because in general, I've taken the approach of like having 2 quarterbacks, or especially 2 tight ends, obviously is a little bit different, but like having 2 tight ends with the same bye week, and that's the only pair of tight ends that you have. Like say hypothetically, Bowers and Goddard both have the same bye this year.
Mm-hmm.
If the rest of the field collectively says, I'm going to draft this combination of guys at 0% because they both have a week 8 bye,
Correct.
I'll eat the 0 in week 8 for the uniqueness in the final 3 weeks.
I don't remember what pairing it was 2 years ago, but there was some pairing of, I believe it was Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts had the same bye week 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So their like combo ownership was like 0 because they were both
Yeah.
expensive. And I remember like going out of my way. Well, and then that meant that Bengals and Eagles players were also pretty lowly correlated. I mean, this is just a Travis Hunter pick every time.
Oh yeah. I think Hunter is my second most drafted player right now behind Quentin Johnston.
QJ, man. David Njoku season coming in.
Yeah, I know.
No, I actually think you could spin that as positive for QJ, because you just say, well, they didn't trust him in the 12 and 13 personnel last year, but there's really no reason that Mike McDaniel is not the type of guy who's going to sacrifice having his best pass catcher on the field, even in running down. Like Greg Roman is happy to sacrifice having a good pass catcher on the field to run the ball more, but Mike McDaniel will not do that. Like Mike McDaniel would play Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle in 13 personnel. So I think he will probably just keep QJ on the field in those spots.
Well, hopefully. We can only pray.
Trey Harris has got to be like your like arch nemesis. Like you got to have like 0% of that guy. Because if Trey Harris breaks out at all, it's not good for QJ.
I had 0% of him last year. I have 4.1% of him this year. And 26% of Quentin Johnson.
Yeah. We all have to have our former first round wide receiver with mixed NFL results that we draft too much of in the
Hey, Quentin Johnson better than Ladd McConkey in any way you cut it last year. Any way you cut it better.
Ladd stunk last year.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, I mean it was not a good season for him. But so you could blame some of that on Justin Herbert. Like maybe if those guys finally got a quarterback there in Los Angeles, things would get better for them.
And Ladd and QJ are like 2 months apart in age. Quentin Johnson just had a better season across the board. Efficiency numbers, points per game numbers, whatever you want to look at.
That's actually wild. I did not know they were. I thought Ladd was real young.
No, Ladd, according to our site, 24.5 years old. Quentin Johnson, 24.7.
God, Ladd was that old?
My take is I don't think Ladd's as good as people believe he is. For him to face plant like he did this past year, he ran, it was 1.47 yards per route run, 7.4 yards per target.
He got crushed by Keenan Allen.
Yeah. But I mean, how good are you if Keenan Allen's going to be able to come in and crush you last season?
Yeah, Keenan Allen, higher target share, higher yards per route run, fewer routes per game. I mean, it's pretty startling.
Keenan's 34 years old right now.
Yeah. It's like really pretty startling that the discrepancy is that big.
Brother, we got to close out this draft overlay when we got to see the board. You can hit the little X. Like
I literally just learned that today.
Oh, okay.
Like truly, like minutes ago. All right. I got in a big argument about Calvin Ridley this weekend when I was on vacation with my family in the Discord, arguing about Calvin Ridley versus Isaac Tesla. Which one better suits your
Ridley easily.
Yeah. I knew you'd be a Ridley, bro.
Yeah. I would never draft Isaac Tesla.
Okay. All right. Let me I'm going to speak to you in a language that this will potentially be a convincing argument for you, the way you view the game. These are the wide receivers in the last 5 years who were third-round wide receivers who scored 6 or more touchdowns their rookie season.
Why do you think? Wait. Why do you think I view the game this way? Touchdowns are the most random, volatile stat.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
Well, because if you dice it
from bad faith right now.
If you dice it any other way, he's a total zero. But basically, it was like Jalen McMillan, Terry McLaurin. Oh, who the fuck else was it? It was all good players. It was 100% hits. Third round wide receivers who scored 6 or more touchdowns.
Can we look at third round wide receivers that had less than 1 yard per route run, that had less than 1 reception per game?
No, because that does not appeal to me at all, because I don't want to know that.
Okay. Well, I will
my actual argument
9% team target share.
My actual argument for Tesla is that he's played 2 seasons of football above FCS level, and maybe he just needs some time to learn the position. That's really all I got.
Well, I'll continue to make Amon-Ra my most drafted player.
I mean, it's St. Brown.
Yes,
Lockett was in that list as well. It really was a list of all guys who were good.
Are you taking Mike Washington here?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So Mike Washington is one of those guys where I've had to cool down on him a bit because I drafted so much of him in the pre-draft stuff, and I don't want my exposure tab at the end of the year to say you drafted 35% Mike Washington.
Yeah.
But he's one of the cheapest, like, clear running back 2s, I think, in the pool right now, because I don't think my guy Dylan Laube or Chris Collier, I mean, they could be the Joe Mixon team. They could be the Najee Harris team.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're not, I don't really see a guy on the roster who's going to be their running. Is there another free agent running back who could do it? It's really just Najee and Joe Mixon. I'm trying to think.
Can I ask you your take on the Tennessee Titans running backs? Because I've been drafting a lot of almost all 3 of them, which just has to be horrible.
No, I honestly think they're all fine. Oh shit, all the good third tight ends are gone. All right, come on down, Cooper Kupp.
Oh, good. I was going to say that's who I want here.
Yeah. I think they're all good on different textures of teams. Like on a 0 running back team, I think Pollard is like a pretty good, like, modified anchor. I think on 0 running back teams, Spears is like a pretty good, like, shit, I just might need a guy who can get 8.7 points one week. And then Singleton is like the wild card of, like, he could be anything. He could be a total 0 and be inactive behind Julius Chestnut, or they trade Tony Pollard, or Tony Pollard gets injured or whatever, and they just do. Like Singleton, I think, cost himself a ton of money by not being able to run at the combine because he broke his foot at the Senior Bowl or Shrine Game or whatever. Because he would have been like a 10 RAS guy. He would have been like as athletic as Mike Washington.
What's interesting about Pollard in my mind is he has had at least 16 opportunities per game for 3 straight seasons.
And he was awesome at the end of last season after starting so bad. Like, people's memories of fantasy football seasons is always so much of like what happened at the beginning. Because, like, by week 10, how many people are out? Like,
Yeah.
I'm done. Like, I ran out of money for DFS. I got eliminated in my home league. I sold all my good teams in Dynasty or whatever. So, like, I'm not paying attention. And I didn't remember the 28-point game against Cleveland or the 18-point game against San Francisco or the 100-yard game against Kansas City. Like, he was really quite good at the end.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Quick question. I see somebody in the chat mentions the James Conner trade. I've drafted 0 James Conner. Is there any possibility he's not a Cardinal this next year and he actually
100.
is relevant?
Yes. Very, very. I would say more likely than, maybe not more likely. I'd say it's like 60-40 that he is on a different team.
Okay. So I should be mixing him in then around 18.
I think he's like, if you're mixing in Joe Mixon and Najee Harris, I would include him on that list. Damn. You know what? All right. I'm going to make a fancy pick here, which I like never do at tight end,
I like
but
it.
all my favorite tight ends are gone. So I'm going to take Elijah Arroyo. All right. Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, Chase Brown, Travis Etienne Jr., Aaron Jones, Tajay Spears, Mike Washington, JSN, Mike Evans, Jordan Addison, Ricky Pearsall, Travis Hunter, Calvin Ridley, Cooper Kupp, Colson Loveland, George Kittle, Elijah Arroyo. That is a very old wide receiver room. It's rickety. That's a wide receiver room that puts Ben Gay on their back to get ready for the game. Yeah, I mean, I would bet I would say it's like minus 200 that one of him or Benson is gone. I mean, Benson might just he's like Marshawn Lloyd. Like he's got nothing left. He's been in the NFL and he's got 40 carries.
Yeah, I would assume he's more likely to get cut than traded.
You could see some team convincing themselves that like he's like this is more of an NBA thing than an NFL thing, but they call it like second draft guys. Like you see this a lot in the NBA where some lottery picks just flame out and never play, but you're still able to trade for them because some teams like, oh, they used them wrong. We will fix them. You could see some team doing that with Trey Benson. Like Dallas needs a running back too, pretty bad.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good landing spot for almost any of the names you just brought up.
I mean, if James Conner got traded for a conditional 6th round pick to Dallas tomorrow, he would go up into this range at running back to the Woody Marks, Tyler Algier, Jonah Coleman, Keaton Mitchell range, like immediately.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have him over Woody Marks in that instance.
I mean, if they got anyone, if they got Najee, if they got Mixon, Dallas running back too, given how Javonte played last season, he would potentially be one of my most drafted players. Oh no. Bald Mason drafts a lot of Jaden Blue. Silva,
yeah, true.
Silva was telling me that he's still in on Jaden Blue, which
I've taken more Jaden Blue this year than I did last year.
Well, Mason, that's because you're a smart man. You buy when the price is down, not when the price is up.
Well, I think also like just the interesting picks of like the day 3 rookie running backs last year that got zero work because the opportunity was never there. Like DJ Giddens is another name in round 18.
Yeah,
that's like I think fine to go and look at.
I mean, again, I'm assuming right now that DJ Giddens is probably the running back too for the Colts and is not getting because Amir Abdullah just signed with the Jaguars today and he was a running back too last year. So let's go learn a name right now. Who are the other options to be running back too behind Jonathan Taylor? They've got, oh God, I hate when what site do you use for depth charts?
I literally just look up Colts depth chart. I'm sure ESPN. The other creators on the site were wanting us to have depth charts on the player pages.
Yes.
Which we can definitely do. It's just we got to take the time to reach out to sportsdata.io and pay. I think it's just like a couple $1,000 to pay them for that info.
So I always use RLads, but they make you like stop your ad blocker on it. And then I just get annoyed and I'm like, I'm not trying to pay you guys. But the real answer is that they really don't have one. It's Seth McGowan, Ulysses Bentley, and then 2 guys. You got to work pretty hard to find guys on NFL rosters that Davis Maddock has never heard of. I have never heard of Lincoln Pear or Jordan Bond. Those might as well be creative players to me. Literally never heard of them. So, all right, man, we're up at 6.
I take the wide receivers here.
I do too. I can't do. I guess I'm just running back the light fade on Jonathan Taylor. I had like 6% of Jonathan Taylor last year, but Daniel Jones coming off a torn Achilles, I'm not loving it.
I have 0% JT this year. And the only time I've drafted CMC is if he's fallen to like 10, 11, 12. That way I can just get a unique combo of another player at the beginning round 2.
Will you stay 0% JT if he gets cheaper, or is there a price where you'd start buying?
I have Lamb, Jefferson, and St. Brown all ranked ahead of Taylor and CMC.
Yeah.
So,
well, the combos are so much better because you like the running back so much better in round 2, so you get a way better combo of players.
Yeah, and I'm also fine going wide receiver. I'm fine going Lamb London here or Lamb Rice.
Have you been doing mini 0 running back teams?
Yes, I did one as the first draft yesterday on stream. Let me pull up what that team was like. That team, I took Caleb, Darnold, Young as my quarterbacks. Then running back, Hubbard, Kyle Monungai, Dobbins, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Nicholas Singleton, DJ Giddens. Receiver, JSN, Rice, Pickens, Burden, Evans, Concepcion, and then Sadiq, Otten, Pat Frymuth. So a 3-6-6-3 build with running backs that have some projectable volume. And then also, like, you could see JCM or Monungai taking a big step forward if their backfield shake out in a certain way.
I mean, I think JCM is like realistically the same as Chuba Hubbard and Jalen Warren and the guys who go in the round 7. It's just that people are so afraid of, I guess, Rashad White and Katron. I mean, Katron is getting drafted like 100% of the time, maybe like 80% of the time.
I think he's gone up to being like a 15th round pick now.
Yeah, it's insane. Do you want to take the King? Do you want to take Rashi? What do you want to do?
I am fine with Rice London. I would almost rather have London, for the reason being is I don't know if there are going to be too many Lamb London teams, with Lamb typically going late round 1, London going typically late round 2. And also you've drafted no London.
Yes. I would say, like, I was thinking about like, oh man, what player having the nuke season could kill me? And it's the guys who go right around Kenneth Walker and Rashee Rice. Like if the surrounding players, like if Devin Achane or Amarian Hampton is the guy you had to have, it's not even that I like really hate those guys. It's just that I take Ken Walker or James Cook. Tell you, because I take Walker and Jeanty over James Cook. So I have like no James Cook.
I have no James Cook either.
He's got to be like close to one of the worst picks on the board.
Real quick, why are you fading London? He had almost 17 points per game last year at 24 years old. Back-to-back seasons with at least 16.5 points per game.
It's really just that I just take Rice over him. That's all it is. And there was a little bit of the pre-draft stuff. He was like really expensive for a stretch of the pre-draft stuff, where he was like a 1-2 turn pick in the pre-draft stuff for a little bit. And I wasn't paying those prices either. Oh man. Well, we might be doing a 0 running back team right now, unless you want to take Kyren Williams.
Oh no, for sure not. I mean, if we get Pickens here, we set ourselves up with a double stack. There are going to be very few Lamb and Pickens teams, I think.
That's actually so true. That's going to be like that's really nice. There's going to be like a really low. It's going to be a really low number. I mean, I'm also like a little worried about the quarterback situation in Atlanta. Like,
it's bad, but has it been good for the past few years?
It was bad last year.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If anything if they bring Tua in, do they start Tua unless he's better than Michael Penix? Clearly.
Yeah. No, you're so right. I mean, it's so funny too. Like, I think everyone kind of has forecasted what's going to happen, which is that Tua is going to start the year. He's going to play really bad and he's going to get benched. And then Penix is in. By the way, Michael Penix just got married yesterday or on Saturday. It was the first time I'd ever seen a photo of him. His hairline makes him look 37 years old. It's bad.
Yeah. I saw a viral tweet of somebody saying like, you can't have that bad of hair if you're always going to do rag. Like I expected better.
I was going to say it was the first time I've ever seen him not in a do-rag. And I mean, I guess I understand why he is always covered up.
Well, I am not. You're allowed to talk about people's hairlines. I am not, brother. So I'm gonna sit this one out.
Mine's getting up there.
No, yours is incredible.
you can't tell because there's so much of it, but it's creeping. It's creeping up.
Do not talk to me about this right now. Do not.
All right. Well, I was kind of hoping Javonte might randomly fall. Javonte is heading the other way. Javonte is like heading like up the board. Like,
yeah,
Javante's
I was taking him in the middle of the fourth a lot because I do have these wide receiver heavy starts, and I honestly felt bad about it. And now you can't even get him there.
All right.
I'm down for Bucky or Henderson if you want.
All right. I'm like really light on Henderson, and I have not fully updated my rankings in a couple days. I did not realize. I thought his ADP would be going down, but it is not. It's trending up, which I don't understand. It's
surprising because it's almost like Henderson or Ramondre. One of them has to be a horrible pick because Ramondre goes round 7.
Honestly, I actually think they could both. I think they could both pay off if there's not a third guy involved at all. Like there are. I was actually looking at this yesterday, like a Sean Payton backfield, like a peak Sean Payton backfield, you'd have 3,000 yards and 20 touchdowns split between 4 dudes. And if it had ever once been split between 2 dudes, which it never really was in the Sean Payton era, they both would have been like top 15 running backs.
I know, but you're pulling an outlier in to make the argument. I think it can work out. It can be Devonta Smith and Tevin Coleman.
The outlier would be that Hunter Henry, Kayshon Boutte, Romeo Doubs, like these tertiary players, like basically don't exist. Like the whole offense is AJ Brown with a 30% target share.
Yeah.
Trevion Henderson has a 11% target share. Ramondre has a 10% target share. And the offense is just really centered around those. Yeah, like a Gibbs Montgomery situation.
Yeah, I think best case scenario can work out. But I mean, when you point out like Gibbs Montgomery, it's a total outlier. Teams.
All right. I'm a Jadarian Price guy. I'm guessing you are.
Let's run it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm and it is totally like buying the ceiling on a pretty uncertain situation, but
I don't think it's buying the ceiling at all. I know people like comp it to the CEH like pick, and that's the concern. But Seattle was like the most efficient offense in the league last year. He gets the round 1 capital, underwhelming prospect to have the round 1 capital. But like when you're hearing like the CEH comparisons, it's like those guys, CEH went in round 1. We're getting Jadarian Price, a running back that's slated to see the majority of the volume in the most efficient offense in the league from last season in round 5. Like I think
Clyde also would have paid off this price, by the way. I mean, it's
exactly
kind of neither here nor there, but he would have paid off a round 5 price pretty easy. The issue was that he was I believe I took him at 6th overall in a main event that year.
Yo, I completely remember that happening in those drafts. And then for that reason, I was out there in Dynasty going, he has to be a top 5 Dynasty RB. It doesn't matter. If he's going as the top 3 running back in redraft leagues as a rookie, he's a top 5 guy in Dynasty.
I took him over. God, would it have been Chase and Lamb the same year?
Yeah.
I was in an industry dynasty league, like one of my first like industry ones, and I had the 101, and I remember like rushing to the podium to take Clyde. Oh, it was over Joe Burrow too.
I don't blame you for it.
All right. May for a stack, Lemon. What do you want to do?
I think we want Dak, so I don't know if we want to go with a quarterback here, unless you want to go 2 quarterbacks really early.
I've been doing that. I've been taking some like quarterback round 7, round 8, round 6, round 8, like a good bit actually.
Well, I really like the quarterbacks in this range, like Daniels, May, Hurts. I think are all incredible prices. I haven't been able to like make it work with taking the quarterback immediately in the next round, but I can like very easily see like a Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes team, you know, like a Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy team.
A lot of what I'm thinking is just like, okay, so I take Jaden Daniels here. Like, what am I really giving up? Like, I gave up Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah.
Like I just said, like I think Chuba Hubbard and Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt are like the same thing.
No, yeah, I think the quarterbacks in this range are incredible.
We should get this is, and maybe this is like too much dev work to put on right now, but I would love, and I know I saw Zach tweet the other day that he like has like a projection process. I would love to be able to fiddle with projections on the
That's
site.
FSE just asked us about this as well. So I did tell the devs that it's something that we want to do. And in terms of like how I think we incorporate it with the site, because we try not to like, we don't want to have just 1,000 different things where it's impossible to navigate. You know, we already have a lot. Is I think on the rankings page, we have like a toggle that you look at the rankings in last year's stats or this year's current stats for those players. And you can maybe toggle to projections instead.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So we just kind of reutilize the UI for it. Jalen Hurts would be the best pick ever here if we could get him.
Wow, there you go. All right. And we still, I mean, I'm guessing unless someone is auto drafting, which I have not checked on, we should be able to push Dak around to 91.
Yeah, because be really there's nobody we'd have to worry about unless like a Javante team wants to get weird.
Well, you got it. You never, dude, in these rooms, there's always the worst person to be with. Like drafting with an auto drafter sucks.
Oh, 100%. I agree.
It's the worst because you just get you get sniped on any of the falling values. Do you ever do slow drafts on Underdog? Or are you all fast?
Like I have to, because essentially at this point I started doing this last year. I made a video. You know guess how many dollars of entry fees I had in Underdog drafts last season?
Dollars in entry fees. Well, you max the big board, don't you?
The big dog, I tried to get as many this past year. It was my first time doing it, but I tried to get as many teams in it as possible.
I'm gonna guess you did $22,000 in entries.
Way off, brother.
Low or high?
Way low.
Way low. Oh, you did the Mastiff too. All right, 37,000.
Last year, $49,000 of entries, and about 71,000 in winnings. But
you'd love to see it.
Which is my first time doing anything close to that amount this past season. But if I'm trying to get as many big dog teams drafted as possible, I have to do the slows because they won't. Yeah, they won't.
There you go. The Javante drafter took Dak.
Yeah, Dak goes to your date.
That it's totally same for me. I do slows, like quite a bit of slows, just for volume related reasons.
I'm assuming we take Harvey here if he makes it.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I probably am gonna move his ranking down a little bit, but I think in the 90s. Okay, well, there you go.
Do you want to take your boy Mahomes and then go for Worthy and Kelce later?
Classic. Yeah. I mean, I don't see an obviously better pick there.
Yeah. I love this team, by the way.
It's really good. The point is that if you do slow drafts, you basically create more time in the day because you just need to have one window in the morning and one window at night where you make all your picks, which is what I do.
And this is completely different in comparison to what I did last year. I genuinely do think with the tools that we're building out, it is worse for me to now draft on my phone than draft on the computer.
Correct. Yes.
So in years past, like there'd be in the summer, I would start doing the Stairmaster, which I'd never do any other time of year. So I can specifically draft on my phone just because it's fun, But this year I'm going to make it a point to only draft on the computer because I want to be using the tools with every pick.
I will not be joining you in that. I'll say probably 70% of my picks I will make on the computer, but like when I go to the gym in the morning, I'm like, oh, I'm on the clock in 37 drafts. So like I am just gonna go knock these out. And I do love a Stairmaster draft. I don't think I'll ever be cured of that one. All right. Do you want to take this is the Worthy pick. Damn. I mean, if I would have known Herbert would have lasted to 106.
Can we sort by ADP here just so I can see like what's gonna make it back around us? Like we don't have to take Worthy here. We can get him in the next one.
Yeah. Do you want to take a running back?
No, I hate Dobbins. Can we take Fannin?
Yes. Yeah. I think the Fannin ADP fall is probably a little bit too drastic based on I mean, I just watched Denzel Boston run some practice routes, and I hated Denzel Boston as a prospect, and I think I'm probably going to be right about that. There's been this big ADP shift based on them drafting Concepcion and Boston, but like Concepcion will just be a real wide receiver one. I mean, Judy was 29th in the NFL in targets last year.
No, I didn't.
29th in the NFL in targets. He's about 970th in fantasy points scored. I mean, the guy absolutely stinks.
Yeah, I mean, they had to have somebody in Cleveland. They're not going into the season with nothing at wide receiver.
Well, they're going in with nothing at quarterback. I can't believe their plan is really to start Deshaun Watson at quarterback, but it sounds like that's what's happening.
Like Harold Fannin last season in comparison to Downs, and obviously it's not 1-for-1. Downs, you have Pittman leaving, and Fannin, you have wide receivers being added. But Harold Fannin averaged 11.5 fantasy points per game. Josh Downs was at 8.5. And Harold Fannin was a 21-year-old tight end, still is only 21 years old. And Josh Downs was in year 3 of his career. Now we're seeing Downs go ahead of Fannin in this draft. I
do like Fannin. I'm starting to get more bullish on Downs though, because I'm imagining, like, who do I think is going to win the targets per route run battle between Downs and Tyler Warren? And I think it'll probably be Downs. I mean, I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, last year it was Warren.
Last year was Warren by a lot. Yeah. All right. Worthy went.
Oh, well, that sucks.
We could probably push Kelce.
Well, let's take Dobbins then.
Yeah. Dobbins. I don't love Dobbins. I actually like Bush's guy, Jonah Coleman. I think Jonah Coleman is the one that I would be targeting the most at their respective prices right now.
I think let me pull up my portfolio real quick and I'll search this. I think Coleman I have in 12.2% of drafts. I've taken him on average at 152.
Yeah, he's the cheapest one in the uncertain backfield.
Yeah, then Dobbins, I've only drafted once. And Harvey, I have 10.2% of drafts.
Yeah, Harvey in the 90s in an environment where every running back with any kind of upside at all is priced to like the absolute max is really good. Like in this draft, RJ Harvey went 15 picks ahead of Chris Rodriguez. We have jumped the fucking shark with Chris Rodriguez Jr. Like this is like, I thought he was kind of fine as a riser. Dude, this guy's going to catch, I think he's got 8 receptions in his NFL career.
Well, remember whenever I was giving you crap for taking Harvey in the pre-draft stuff in round 5?
Yeah, well,
I'm sorry, not Harvey. I'm Tootin. And he dodges everybody in the NFL draft. He's like a massive winner of the draft, and now he goes in round 6. Like I think
now he goes in
Tootin's
round 6.
a great pick now at this point.
Yes, yeah,
a
lot better of a pick than Chris Rodriguez. Yeah, we got to take Kelce here.
Like, yeah, I went from I thought I was going to be hard fading Tootin, as I thought there was a chance the Jags added somebody, like they were the Jonah Coleman team or something, to now in round 6. And he continues to fall more and more. I think he's a completely fine pick.
I can't believe what I'm seeing with Chris Rodriguez going at pick 105. I'm kind of stunned by that.
You want to guess how many games with 18.5 or more fantasy points Harvey had last season?
I think 2, right? He had 2 really
6.
good. Is that full PPR?
Oh, full PPR, not half PPR.
That's the most stunning stat of the year to me.
Yeah, Harvey, like if you are just box score watching, because I know everybody, the universal take is RJ Harvey was horrible last year. That's what the consensus take is for people actually watching it. If you are just box score watching, though, RJ Harvey was just fine last season.
He definitely didn't like he didn't look good. If you watched it, he definitely didn't look as bad as like his biggest haters said. Like he was not good, but like people were acting like he was running like with a blindfold on. It wasn't that bad.
Wasn't what he was.
All right. Jalen McMillan. Third quarterback does add a good bit to our advance rate here.
For me, I would ignore it. I would go 6 running backs here over 3 quarterbacks easily.
Yeah, I'm with you. Do you want to do Coleman? You want to double up on the Denver backfield?
Yeah, I'm done.
I've not done a ton of that one yet. Some of these cheaper backfields, I don't mind it. Like the 2 Minnesota guys, the 2 Carolina guys could probably get away with the Denver guys. The Tennessee guys taking Spears and Singleton. Those are some of the options I don't mind.
Can you give me the latest update that on your timeline of Mahomes of when you think Mahomes is going to be back?
Dude, he's playing week 1.
He's
There's
playing
no,
week one?
there's I think he might not even go on the pup for training camp based off of the stuff that I'm reading.
Okay.
I think he's just going to be a full go. Like all the reporting has been he's ahead of the curve. I think certainly he wants like Mahomes, I think, likes to appreciate how great he is, and I think he does think he's like, this would be very cool for me to tear my ACL in week 14 and come back and play week 1. Is that real? Mahomes is minus 700 to start week 1 on FanDuel. I mean, I believe it. That in my mental model, like, never had him missing a game. I was like, there's no way this guy's missing a game. McMillan is there. Travis Hunter is there. Okay, McMillan goes.
I like Kenyon Sadiq or Travis Hunter.
No, I like Kenyon Sadiq too. So we got Fannin, Kelce, and Sadiq. Sadiq and Fannin are so funny. They're like literally the exact opposite of prospects. Like one, I think Fannin was like a 5 RAS, maybe a 7 RAS or something, but like the most productive guy of all time.
Yeah.
And Sadiq never did anything. Literally a 10 RAS.
And one thing that I was surprised by too, I was making like the tight end rankings video last week. I was surprised to see how good of a season Kelce had. I remembered Kelce being just a complete nothing burger. And obviously he was at the end of the year when you had no Mahomes. But let me pull up the player comparison with and without Mahomes. And Kelce was pretty damn good when Patrick Mahomes actually played.
He was the tight end 7 for the 14 games he played with Mahomes. If you look at the fancy stats, he was like 8th amongst tight ends in yards per route run. He was 2nd amongst tight ends in first down rate. Like it didn't look pretty, and he did have 2 like back-breaking, like they lost the game drops because he dropped it. But for fantasy, I mean, he just is like going to be pretty good. It's just kind of the way it is.
Yeah, you're right. Tight end 7, 12.8 fantasy points per game. And he was top 5 in yards per target as well. Top 3 in the NFL in routes per game.
Can I interest you in Dijon's dribbling?
If you want it.
I don't really want it, but at this stage, the conversation around him is so loud that I'm like, I'm not missing out on this. Although I was trying to think of an example in like the last 10 years of like a wide receiver that like the analytics bros were like, this guy's pretty bad, and he got way overdrafted and then he ended up hitting. Couldn't really think of an example where the guy ended up hitting.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think wide receiver is like the one position where if you don't have the clear production in college, it's an easy fade and you don't have to be worried about getting burned. Like Matthew Golden last year or Adonai Mitchell the year prior.
Two of my all-time favorites from your university, dude.
I know. My university, and they did nothing. But film guys loved him.
The Golden thing is very interesting because he was so bad last year, and now like the Packers are all in on him. They have like no option but to play him. I mean, I guess they could play Malik Heath or whatever, and they'll probably try. And all the like James Jones and Donald Driver and a bunch of the Packers guys were like at like some team event, and they were like, "Oh, who's your breakout player this year?" And they were all like, "Oh, Matthew Golden. Like he's the truth."
Let me see how much I've drafted him this year.
I take him a lot this year, and I took him a lot last year. I'm gonna take Tank Bigsby on this team. I love the Jalen Hurts Tank Bigsby correlation, where if Barkley misses, then you're gonna get like a more pass happy version of the team. I mean, Bigsby is just a good handcuff pick anyway.
Yeah, that's what I did. The same exact thing in the stream last night, I think.
I don't. Luke Musgrave got his chance last year, and he was getting out-snapped by Ben Sims and John Fitzpatrick. They tried the Fitzpatrick thing or the Musgrave thing, and it did not work. All right, so this is where we're at on this team. We've got Hurts and Mahomes, Trevion Henderson, Jadarian Price, J.K. Dobbins, Jonah Coleman, Tank Bigsby, CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, George Pickens, and Mekhi Lemon, Deshaun Stribling. Pretty annoying to have lost out on Dak on this team, but
I love it. I love this team, to be honest.
I hope this ends up being in our S tier grade on the site. Did they stick with that, or did Joe remove that?
Joe, actually, this is going to be something you can turn off if you don't want it. Whenever he told me he had a secret project that he had been working on, turns out it was a bunch of little icons that are going to go on profile pictures as you draft in real time to see what teams are doing well and what teams are just busted, right? Because sometimes you'll be in a draft where there are 5 teams that are, I mean, they're not 5 teams, but there's one team that rips quarterbacks in rounds 3 and 4 and 5, and you can just tell that team's dead in the water. We are one more running back and 2 more receivers.
Yes. Give me any wide receiver who fits the Mason model here.
Let's go Judy when we have Fannin. Just go, what if the Browns aren't the Browns?
What if Shadur holds that wrist up? What if he's good? I mean, again,
hopefully I'll send you like the little list that he has. Again, this will be something that you can turn off. Like if you're like, hey, this is ugly as hell for the stream, we'll have it in the settings section, and any user can turn it off as well. I just sent it to you on Discord.
Okay.
But it should be more obvious of like, hey, I told him to throw it on the portfolio page first.
Oh, that's more. It is pretty funny. I don't know if I would turn those on or not. Maybe when I'm drafting on my own, maybe not on stream.
Yeah. So we'll see. I told him to throw it on the portfolio page at first and see what it's like. But all
right, here's a guy I've been warming up to. I need to move him up a little bit in my ranks, is Kalen Black. The 49ers beat writers were just saying like he's just going to be ahead of Jordan James. Like the team's over Jordan James. So I think he's just the running back 2 in San Francisco.
And he got the round 3 capital.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Non-combine invitee, running back 3 in a draft. I mean, it's got to be the first time a non-combine invite running back was the 3rd drafted running back in a class. Has to have never happened before.
So we are drafting under the assumption that the Niners feel so bad about their picks this year that they're going to do anything they can to make it look good.
I mean, the whole discourse for the 2 weeks after the NFL draft was, and if like you actually don't understand how smart NFL teams are, you're the one who's wrong. Deshaun Stribling and Kalen Black are actually good.
Yeah.
Not sure I'm buying it. I guess I am buying it on this team. I mean, Stribling has gotten legitimately expensive. Like this is just his ADP, like 163.
Let me see how much I've drafted him. Because he has been rising.
He's been like big rising.
I've taken him in 6.1% of drafts. So
that's probably about right. I don't know if there's need to be much more than that. I mean, I don't want to have 20% of this guy or whatever. And the thing is Shanahan is such a sicko play caller that he probably can get, like, if Stribling just eats DeMarcus Robinson snaps, it probably is like fine for their offense, and he's just gonna get away with it. All right, last one here. So wide receiver.
Back, right? I think we go running back now.
You want to take 7 running backs? We have a 2-6-6-3.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I thought we had only taken 5.
Man, there's not much here. You got a favorite?
Up to you, brother.
Let's do
Jack Besh.
All right. I was about
of him in round 18.
I was about to take Chris Brazzell, but I was like, we don't need another one.
Been 10% of drafts so far. But like, what's the situation in Las Vegas for the pass catchers? Is it just Brock Bowers 33% team target share as a tight end?
I mean, I think he probably will. Like, I was talking with Hayden the other day, and he was like, "Is this going to be the single season tight end receptions record?" And I was like, I think it probably is. I mean, I would imagine the winner of the Naylor Besh role could probably get something like 45 catches, 550 yards, 4 touchdowns. I just don't know which one would win that role. I'm definitely not taking Jalen Naylor, that's for sure.
Because it's just Trey Tucker in them, right?
Yeah, it's and Dante Thornton. I'm trying to see, do they have a veteran? And they also have Derek Young. And they also do have Michael Mayer, so they're going to play a ton of.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think I've seen Jack Endries drafted yet. So there you go. University of Texas Austin represent Jack Endries drafted in Best Ball Mania 7.
Beautiful.
All right, what was this team? It was Hurts and Mahomes, Trevion Henderson, Jadarian Price, J.K. Dobbins, Jonah Coleman, Tank Bigsby, Kalen Black, CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, George Pickens, Mekhi Lemon, Dejon Stribling, Jerry Jeudy, Jack Besh, Harold Fannin, Travis Kelce, Kenyon Sadiq. Mason, you're streaming tonight at 7 p.m. Central.
7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Try to make
what is your schedule with the Dynasty streams?
The Dynasty streams, I've been doing those lately at just the hour before, so I can just go straight from the Dynasty to the main one. The only reason I'm doing the Dynasty streams is just because people have like the free vouchers that they are sending in for me to look at their teams. So it's just like, hey, I got to do these anyway. I got to like look at these teams, so might as well just stream it. So I'll just title it something like Dynasty Strategy. And then just go live just so I can rip through the teams that I look at.
Yeah, I
I just do it the hour before so I can stay on top of it because I don't want people waiting that long for me.
That's what I think I'm gonna do. I think so. If you are, I'm last again, Wild Patty Whack or Harmon 503. I think I'm gonna try and get these done tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. We'll see.
Have you done them on a stream before?
I did, but I literally only had like 1 or 2 of them.
Okay. Do you know, I mean, we can talk offline, but you know how you just copy and paste your YouTube link, put it in,
the little button right up in the corner.
Start streaming, and then it will automatically send them the links to your stuff?
Yeah. Perfect. I was able. I was actually, that's one of the aspects of the site I was able to figure out without anyone having to hold my hand through it.
Perfect. Well, if you need any help, let me know, brother.
Yeah. So if you guys want a Dynasty team review, you can sign up Flock Fantasy code Davis, and I'm going to do that maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday.
Also, what the devs are going to work on as well is getting the ability for people to submit their best ball portfolios for you. Yep. So if anybody gets one of the best ball, like the annual Mother Flocker with a best ball add-on with code Davis, they'll get a free voucher as well in their account for a best ball portfolio review.
There you go. Beautiful.
Appreciate my guy.
All right. Take it easy. Everyone go watch Mason tonight at 7 and make sure to like this video, and I'll be back with all you guys tomorrow.